Hello, my name is Kim and welcome to your November 2024 reading. So in this reading, I will provide you with an overview of the month as well as information about what the main themes and lessons of this month will be. I will be working with Oracle and Tarot decks as well as with homemade divination tools to provide you as much detail and info about what it is that you can expect and or look forward to this month of November. And before revealing the options, I do want to remind you that not everything is set in stone. Energy is fluid and it is malleable. It can be transformed based on our current actions, decisions, and even ways of thinking. So if there is anything said in the reading that resonates with you or your current situation, but it's not really to your liking, remember that you are most likely hearing these messages because you can do something about your current situation to shift and transform the energy and therefore the unfoldment or outcome of that specific situation. Because even when it comes to things that are out of our control, how we choose to respond to them can make a huge difference. It can completely shift and alter how we experience the situation itself. Okay? But with that being said, let us now look at the options. Representing group 1 is the card Hold. Representing group 2 is the card Journey. Representing group 3 are the cards Joy and Time. Please take a moment to meditate on the options, and whichever option you are drawn to the most, then that will be the group and or the reading meant for you. And once you have selected, please head on over to the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section down below. Okay, and if you have selected, then let us get started. Let's go. Hello, if you chose group 1, the card Hold, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on the energy of this group, my attention or awareness was drawn to my stomach. And as I focused on my stomach, the word womb came to mind. So this November will be a time of nurture and self-care. Some of you may be addressing and or healing mother-father wounds, yet I do see you attending to your inner child, or more like attending to those aspects of yourself that do need a little love, care, and most importantly, acknowledgement. This is a time in which you will be called to be utterly gentle with yourself, releasing any shame around vulnerability, being vulnerable, or being soft, especially towards yourself. You are making space for you and space for those parts of you that were often denied an opportunity to fully express themselves or be held, be seen, be acknowledged in their vulnerability, in their softness. I am seeing growth and I am seeing healing this month of November. So there may be points throughout the month of November in which you yourself might be feeling a little bit raw or sensitive. And if that is the case, you are being advised to hold space for yourself. Give yourself the time and the grace that you need to feel through whatever is coming up for you or to self-soothe. The image that just came to mind, or the analogy more like, was that of seeping into a warm bath. So that's kind of the energy I am sensing here. Think of it as after a long journey, after a long walk, muscles aching, joints sore. Now you get to seep into a warm bath and relax and allow yourself to recover. This is what your inner being, your inner child, and even your soul is doing throughout the month of November. Seeping into a warm bath with the intention of healing, soothing, and possibly even relaxing. Especially if you have for a while been in survival mode or aspects of yourself have been in some kind of survival mode or hypervigilance. This month they will get to relax and know that they are indeed safe in your arms, safe in your acknowledgement, as well as safe and enough to be part of all of who you are. So there may even be some integrating or soul retrieval going on in the month of November. Also, some of you may be addressing matters in terms to parenthood, like you yourself being a parent or taking care of another, nurturing another. But now I'm going to pull out some more oracle cards to get an overview of the month, as well as find out what the main themes, lessons of this month will be. And we have the 5th house with Moon and Leo and the key term appreciation. Just a beautiful card. Bluebirds might be of significance, as well as cornucopias. This cornucopia is making me think of fall season. And the season of autumn, to me, indicates a time of releasing, letting go, but most importantly, making amends, extending forgiveness, tying loose ends, bringing about or having closure. This is also a time of introspection or self-reflection, a time in which you get an opportunity to look back on the past, to see how far you have come, and what is it that has worked out for you? What is it that has reaped you rewards? In what things or areas of life did you feel the most abundant this year or this cycle? So I know that in the Northern Hemisphere, it is fall or autumn season during the month of November. So if you happen to be residing in the Northern Hemisphere, then you could have felt a slight shift or difference around the start of fall or autumn season, where you might have felt called to cleanse, to purge, maybe to declutter your space, or start taking better care of yourself, start maybe addressing certain notions, beliefs, even feelings that you had been avoiding for some time or were difficult to acknowledge. But if you happen to be in the Southern Hemisphere, then the month of November will still be a month of cleansing, healing, releasing, and introspecting. Yet do pay attention or keep in mind fall or autumn season, because during that time you might also experience a shift or change, especially within. You might feel more lighthearted, or if currently you feel like there is a heaviness in your chest or like there is something weighing you down, it could be during this time where whatever that may be that felt heavy will no longer be there. You would have released it, or you would be releasing it during fall or autumn season. But we do have this energy of appreciation, which makes me think of self-appreciation, gratitude. It makes me think of renewal as well. So this November, I do sense you being or feeling lighthearted, especially with the 5th house, because this is the house of the creative arts, of hobbies, passion projects, as well as love affairs. And the 5th house is also associated with children, which is quite interesting because I did mention the womb and parenthood. So some of you might currently be expecting a child. You could be at this moment pregnant or going through a pregnancy, or you could be considering or thinking about becoming a parent, starting a family, or maybe expanding your family. Because the cornucopia is making me think of the 4th house, which is the house of home and family. And so what is coming through is that this month you will be feeling pretty blessed in terms to matters of the home. So your home life is going to be quite peaceful in the month of November, and home is going to be a safe space. Yet I do sense that this month of November, you are cultivating, building, creating a home within yourself, which is indicating or hinting at that you are starting to feel more and more safe in your own being with yourself. And this is creating a feeling or a sense of security as well, feeling secure within yourself. And appreciation also lets me know that this month of November, you are going to be in an energy of gratitude, where you are going to be seeing or finding beauty wherever you go. Most importantly, you will be drawn to that which inspires beauty within you. that which inspires a good feeling. Because the fifth house is making me think of the arts. So with this musical instrument and the bluebird, this month you may be listening to music quite a bit, or you may be actively pursuing the arts, consuming a lot of art content, because I do see you getting inspiration from music, films, even cuisines, food, recipes, paintings, literature, poetry, and even history. There could be one or more artists that you will be following quite a bit because the artist, or their works of art, or even their history, their autobiography may be inspiring you. But I am picking up on this energy of richness, feeling rich. And what is coming through is that this November, you will find that most of which fulfills you or inspires you or inspires a good feeling in you is free to you. Like, you don't really have to pay money for it, or you don't really have to splurge on it. So it's making me think of someone who feels rich simply by walking outside and listening to the music that the birds provide for free, or listening to the rustling of the leaves, or being able to breathe in fresh air. I know that all sounds very romantic, very optimistic, and yet that's kind of the vibe I'm seeing here, that of a romantic or something akin to like romanticizing your life, but it's more like truly feeling blessed. At the core of your very being, I see you feeling truly blessed by having these, what you might perceive during this time as luxuries. Being able to go outside, being able to walk around freely, being able to hear birds chirping or see a beautiful sunrise, see a beautiful sunset. I see you being truly, truly grateful for the things that maybe in the past you took for granted or you overlooked. It's the little things that this month you're really focusing on and feeling very blessed for. For others of you, it could be that with Hold, you are indeed treating yourself. So you could be treating yourself to some luxuries. You could be attending certain events like music events, concerts, festivals. Yeah, the cornucopia is making me think of festivals, carnivals, like a farmer's market. I'm also thinking of art exhibitions, museums, but I keep thinking of the word free. So you could be attending quite a few events that are free, are open to the public. I know that some museums, they don't really charge. Maybe they ask for donations, but you don't really have to pay for a ticket or pay to get in. So you could be attending a few of those. It could also be that you will be invited, get like a VIP pass to specific events. And with this person playing an instrument, it could also be that you yourself will be the one giving an event. So if you are musicians or performers, you could be performing in the month of November. And if it happens to be the case that you do experience a little bit of nerves before performing, this November, you are holding space for yourself. So if you're feeling a little bit nervous, you're not beating yourself up for it. Instead, you are giving yourself the time to ground and to self-soothe, to acknowledge that yes, you are nervous because you are excited or you are anticipating performing, or this does mean a lot to you, and it's okay. It's okay if you feel this way. And then once acknowledging this, holding space for yourself, taking the time to self-soothe, because I do see that a lot of you have found a way or a technique, or maybe this month you will find a technique that really works for you when it comes to self-soothing, grounding, easing, calming your nerves, or just feeling more at ease in your own skin, or at ease, at peace with being yourself. Because with appreciation, again, it's making me think of having an appreciation for the self, especially for your physical vessel, for your physical body. So I do see you developing or having a really healthy relationship with yourself as well as with your physical body. We also have taste with indulge number 33 and the message, use your tongue to taste all that it can taste. Your taste buds may be extra heightened right now. Try new spices or flavors that entice you. There may also be an energy around you that knows how to indulge. So with You know, this cornucopia and the card taste, I do see you indulging in delicious foods. I do see you treating yourself to your favorite snacks, your favorite meals, taking the time to prepare yourself really delicious, nutritious meals. Because like I said, I do see you taking care of yourself, taking care of your body. Because when you appreciate something or someone, you want to take care of them. You want to offer them the best. And I see you wanting to offer yourself the very best. And also indulge some of your desires, some of your cravings perhaps. This month, I do see you having quite a few cravings, and that especially could be the case for those of you who are currently pregnant. These cravings might be due to your pregnancy, but I do see you having fun with this, like really enjoying or kind of awaiting what your next food or snack craving will be. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of a silly energy from this group, which just indicates fun and playfulness, lightheartedness. And one thing I want to point out is that this month there's no shame, or there's little to no shame or guilt, because I feel like that's what a lot of you are working on, releasing feelings of shame or guilt, understanding that if those feelings do arise, that they're not necessarily an indicator that you are indeed doing something wrong, or that you are doing something that goes against your own morals, your values, or is not in alignment with you. Because oftentimes we can feel guilt or shame in regards to things that we have been taught to feel guilty or shameful about, right? So if in the past we were scolded for craving a snack, craving a lollipop, then that could have been ingrained in our mind, in our psyche, to the point where as adults, whenever we do end up craving a snack, a sweet, that immediately triggers that feeling of guilt or shame, because our mind believes that, oh, we are not supposed to be craving this is bad. When in actuality, it isn't. It's just a craving, right? That could be also the reason why reparenting or addressing parental wounds came up, because you could be addressing a lot of things that started or you learned, were taught to you when you were a child. And these could have been things that were taught to you by parental figures, and that at this time in your life aren't really serving you anymore, or they don't really resonate with you and where you are in your journey and who you are as a person in the here and now. Yeah, so you could be discerning, okay, what is of me? What are some of the teachings or beliefs that I genuinely believe in and want to continue upholding? And what are some of the teachings and beliefs, ideas, notions that now I can see are more of my parents or more of my caregivers or are more of society than mine and are no longer serving me or don't really resonate with me, so that I can then start working on releasing them or no longer indulging them, enabling them, upholding them, if that, of course, is what you want to do. But we have number 25 with 3 sheets to the wind and the key phrases blowing off steam, rebellion, merriment, overindulgence, and escape. Yeah, so I do see you being pretty merry this November season, but more than merry, I see you being pretty chill, just taking your time. It could be taking your time with a healing process, taking your time to discern between what is of you, what isn't of you, taking your time to gain a better understanding of some things in your life or about yourself, your behaviors, your approaches. Because like I said, I see you being quite gentle, caring, and nurturing towards yourself this month of November. But with 3 sheets to the wind, the number 3 being here, and then we have 33 in the taste card. The number 3 might be of significance. You could be a life path number 3 or number 33. You could also be seeing the number 3, the number 33 quite often, or the angel number 333, repeated 3s during the month of November. Or maybe you already have been And this number to me indicates freedom, liberation, expansion, growth, creativity, creation. And third major arcana of the deck is the Empress. And the Empress represents beauty, nurture. The Empress is often seen as the mother, the nurturer, or as feminine energy. So as mentioned previously, I do see you allowing yourself to express your soft side or your feminine side perhaps. And feminine energy is about receiving, allowing. Feminine also imagines, creates through daydreams, visualization, intention. So you could be very drawn to the arts this month of November because both of these individuals here have an instrument in their hand. So some of you might actually be musicians, or you could play one or more instruments, or this month you will be learning how to play an instrument. If you already know how to play an instrument, or you started learning how to play a specific instrument in the past, but for whatever reason up until now you haven't really picked up this instrument, continue learning how to play, then this month of November I see you picking that instrument back up and or resuming your lessons, practicing on playing this instrument of yours and seeing progress. And I see you enjoying the progress. I see you enjoying playing or creating music because there's a lot of fun, joy, and merriment, as I mentioned before. So you're not forcing anything upon yourself, especially in regards to things that you are passionate about. So for example, if you're passionate about music, if you're not feeling like playing your instrument or creating music, then you're not forcing yourself to do so, because the word intuitive is coming to mind. And that's actually something I wanted to mention when the taste card came up, that some of you could actually be practicing what is known as intuitive eating, like really listening to your body to know what your body needs in the moment so that then you can attend to its basic needs. And I'm also getting you taking inspired action, also being quite intuitive with your actions, with where you place your focus and your attention, and also kind of going with your feelings. So if you are in the mood to play some music, sing, create music, play an instrument, watch a movie, write, dance, or meditate, you're going with it. You're going with the flow. If you're feeling like it's time to relax, to wind down, you're going with it. You're not resisting. And that is allowing for you to tune in with yourself and also learn how to listen to yourself. Learn how to pay attention to your needs, to your inner callings. Because with this person holding a bottle, it's also making me think of knowing when to stop. Like you're indulging in something, but you're not indulging in it without awareness, because you're paying attention to what is going on, especially what is going on within. And that is allowing for you to listen or feel when it's time to stop, when it's time to take a step back, when it's time to, as an example, put the bottle down. Again, you're not pushing or forcing for things. You're not disregarding your needs, especially your boundaries this month, because we often talk about having boundaries with others, but it's also important to have boundaries with self and to respect those boundaries, because that's how we learn and gain self-respect and self-trust. So you can think of it as keeping the promises that you make to yourself. If, just as an example, let's say this month you promise yourself to be in bed by 10 p.m. and you go out one night and you're having a lot of fun and it's getting late, like Cinderella, the clock's about to strike midnight, the clock's about to strike 10 p.m. Instead of going, what the heck, I'll sleep at 10 tomorrow. No, you're respecting your boundary. You're respecting and taking into consideration the promises that you made to yourself. If you promise yourself to be at bed by 10, it's for a reason. It was for a reason. And so you're upholding it. You're saying, you know what? This was a fun night. I got the best out of it. I had a really good time. But, this Cinderella has to go to bed because she promised herself that. And she really needs that sleep. And then you head out without any shame, without any guilt, without any regret. Because that's the main vibe I'm sensing here. No regrets. You're doing right by you. You're staying true to you. And that's a beautiful, beautiful energy.
So with blowing off steam, I do see you engaging in activities that allow for you to blow off steam in a very healthy way, in a very conducive way to your overall well-being and to your healing as well. Because hold is making me think of confidence. So I feel like this month, intentionally or maybe even unintentionally, inadvertently more like, you are engaging in activities, doing things that allow or will allow for you to build your confidence. And you are building your confidence through self-trust. You knowing and realizing that you can trust in yourself and rely on yourself, that you have your own back. So this is what came to mind. You're not putting yourself in any dangerous situation this month of November. You're not reverting to any bad, harmful tendencies or habits. I guess that was mentioned because some of you might have needed to hear that as reassurance or confirmations for you, especially if you have been working towards releasing old bad habits or creating new healthy habits. I do feel like you are currently in this process, kind of in the, what do you call it, transition phase of letting go of the old and stepping into something new. Because I keep thinking of a wheel that's turning. So, and now what is coming to mind is night turning into day. So it's like you're flipping the coin or you're flipping the switch. This could be something like releasing an old lifestyle in order to start a new lifestyle that is healthier for you, that makes more sense to you, especially where you are right now in your journey, what your aims, what your goals are. Also, I do see you taking it pretty chill, so unwinding in the evenings, in the afternoon, also creating beautiful romantic ambience for yourself. Like I said, you could be romanticizing your life quite a bit throughout this month of November. I do see you wearing clothes or fabric that is comforting or that is soothing or that your skin, your body really likes. So this could be airy fabric or soft fabric. Some of you could be wearing like flowy fabric or clothes, loose. Yet I do see you dressing in a way that is appealing to you and that suits you. So you're dressing for you. And some of you may even be dressing for your inner child, fulfilling some of your inner child's wishes. Because I don't really see you paying attention or hyperfixating or focusing on dressing for others or dressing to impress others or dressing based on some dress code or like what is trending, what others expect. It's more for you, to bring you joy, to bring you pleasure. And if you are dressing for someone, it's because you want to. It's because dressing for this person brings you pleasure. Yeah, because taste is making me think of pleasure. And taste also makes me think of you having really good taste. So you might be getting a few compliments on your style, your taste, because I do see you standing out. And the reason why you're standing out, more like glowing, is because you're dressing yourself in a way that suits you and that has you feeling good. And that translates in your aura, in your vibe. It translates in your posture, because when you feel good in what you're wearing, be it in terms of clothing, accessory, or even perfume if you like to wear perfume, or makeup if you like to wear makeup, the way that you do your hair, it will show in your posture, it will show in your demeanor, because you will stand up straighter, right? You won't be trying to hide yourself because you will be feeling good. You will unknowingly want to show off a bit, which there's nothing wrong with that. I want you to know there's nothing wrong with feeling good and acknowledging that you look good, that you look sexy, that you look pretty, that you look handsome, that you look beautiful, that you look fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I only mention this in case if in the past you were made to believe that that was shameful or that that was vain. Because if that is the case, this month you're learning that that's not true, that it's okay to feel good. It's okay to give yourself a compliment, and it's okay to accept a compliment, whether it be about your personality, whether it be about your outfit, whether it be about your physique, your beauty, your appearance, or your talents or skill, because some of you could be quite talented. musicians or artists, or you could be quite skilled at playing an instrument or possibly cooking, preparing meals, pastries. You could also be quite talented at decorating. Yeah, I feel you're learning to receive. You're learning to be okay with feeling good and shining and radiating and glowing, and especially feeling good in your own skin. Some of you could be going through your wardrobe, your closet, and decluttering, or picking out pieces that you really resonate with and focusing on those pieces, because I am getting a bit of a minimalistic vibe here, but only take that if it resonates, because there's, minimalistic, maximalistic, both of them are perfectly fine. It's just I was getting more of like focusing on specific pieces or arranging your closet, your wardrobe. Some of you could be thrifting. I don't know why that came to mind in specifically thrifting, but that could be the case. Also, you could be getting like hand-me-downs. Again, only take this if it resonates, but I see some of you wearing the clothing of possibly your parents, aunts, maybe siblings, like the dress that your mother wore when she was like in her 20s or 30s. And I see you rocking it and feeling really good in it. Or the jacket that your father wore when they were in their 20s. Yeah, some of you could be mixing styles. For example, wearing garments of the 1920s and mixing it with garments of the 70s, 80s. Finding your own style, your personal style. Or experimenting with that and finding what it is that you like, what suits you. But we also have the star with faith, renewal, and healing. And so this makes me think of shining your light, shining bright. The star can also speak of feeling hopeful. And I did mention healing. So there will be healing this month. And like I said, most of this healing will be done inadvertently. It will be done with your actions, with what you are allowing yourself to engage in, entertain, indulge in, without guilt, without shame, without remorse, and also in you following your inner guidance, your intuition, knowing when to stop, knowing when not to engage with something because it isn't of your highest good, because it isn't really providing you anything of value, because it isn't really conducive to your healing, the healing that you are doing, to your growth, to your betterment. Yeah, because look, we have in the star card this person pouring out the contents of 2 bottles. So some of you may actually be quitting some kind of substance. You could be saying no to something that in the past you indulged in quite a bit, to the point where it became harmful to you, or it did mess with your health or your well-being, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, or even spiritual. Yeah, I see you looking away from that which you have realized it isn't for you, because it doesn't really bring anything of value to you, or it just doesn't improve the quality of your life. Because the star makes me think of you wanting to engage with and pursue that which allows for you to shine, which allows for you to feel good. Like feel good just being you. It's making me think also of understanding that you can have fun and you can feel good in your own skin about yourself without the need of any substance or any other kind of stimuli, because your personality, your very essence is enough to have fun, is enough to have a good time. Like you are fun. You're realizing that you are fun. You are quite an engaging person. And a person that radiates, that shines. I mean, we have the star card here. Also with the star, this month you will be allowing for your quirky, fun, eclectic, or eccentric side to come through. So I do see you being quite silly, or allowing yourself to be silly, showing your silly side and rejoicing in that, really enjoying bringing that side of you out, because I feel that it could be a side that you tend to hide, or that you found it difficult at some point to really bring it out or allow for it to shine. And this month you're going, hey, what the heck? It is time for you to shine. The star is also making me think of giving yourself a fresh, brand new start. And we have the Queen of Wands in the reversal with overbearing, demanding, and spiteful. And the Queen of Wands is a fire sign. This will be Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. And the star card is associated with the zodiac sign Aquarius. So with the Queen of Wands in the reversal, this may be representing your energy. And if it is, I feel like this is the energy that you are stepping out of, because I see you being more or stepping more into the Queen of Wands in the upright. And so in the upright, we have passionate, take charge, and energetic. So instead of being mean to yourself, instead of putting yourself down or demanding the impossible of yourself, you are being more considerate of you and your needs and where you are in your journey, right? Because our energy levels, they will fluctuate, and there will be times in which we will need to give ourselves a little bit more patience, a little bit more grace than other times, because we are ever evolving, ever changing. And it's okay to be aware of that. And I feel like you are coming into this awareness and giving yourself the patience, the grace when it is required of you. I do see you, as mentioned already, pursuing and following only that which you genuinely feel drawn and called to. So I don't see you feeling any pressure to do, follow, pursue, get involved in anything that you're not really resonating with just because it's popular, just because everybody else is doing it, just because it's the new trend, just because it's expected of you. No, as mentioned, you're staying true to you, and that is allowing for you to get a better understanding of your taste, your likes, what you're all about. But this Queen of Wands may also be representing another person in your life who maybe you are setting boundaries with, because this might be someone who can be a bit overbearing or has certain expectations of you that don't really resonate with you, that go against what you're all about or what you're trying to do for you, what you're trying to create for you. And so you could be, like I said, creating boundaries with this person, or just understanding that you and this person see things differently, or that this person is coming from a completely different place or space. And that just because they have an opinion doesn't mean that their opinion is correct or it's correct for you, or that you have to follow it. You may also be standing up to this person this month of November by simply saying no to them. Like if they ask something of you or demand something of you that doesn't resonate with you, goes against your values, what you're trying to do for you, you could be standing up to this person or setting your boundaries by simply saying no. And understanding that no is a complete and full sentence. You don't have to explain yourself. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Coins. And it kind of fell out in the horizontal position, so that is how I'm going to interpret it. So in the upright, we have mature, successful, and practical. In the reversal, we have wicked, possessive, and manipulative. Yeah, I do see you setting your boundaries with somebody who maybe in the past it was difficult to set your boundaries with. It was difficult to say no to them or stand up to them or to be yourself around them. Because what is coming through here is of someone who kind of forgets themselves, forgets that they are their own person when they are around this energy here. This overbearing, demanding, maybe even possessive energy. And so if that is the case, this November, they are not forgetting themselves in the face of this person. They are instead maintaining their sovereignty and remembering that it's okay to have or to formulate their own opinion, and that they do have a choice as to what to say yes to, what to say no to, what to go along with, what to say, what to believe, etc. So you are definitely finding stability and security within yourself. You're finding your confidence, your inner strength, as well as your voice. And with the Star card, a lot of you are learning to be more comfortable with standing out, being seen as you are. Not feeling this need to fit in or to be a mirror in order to be liked or to come off as likable to others, but instead be okay with the notion that it's okay to be yourself, and it's okay for others to have their own opinions of you, and them having their own opinions of you doesn't really say anything about you, because everyone has different perspectives, everyone has different likes, and so some people may love your personality, others may not, and that is fine, because there is an appreciation for differences this month. Some of you may this month come to realize that it is when you are not so worried about pleasing or being liked that you feel the most free, because it also gives you clarity as to who matches your vibe, like who is truly part of your tribe. who you can get along with and spend time with without worrying about coming off a certain way. Because it can be quite depleting, it can be quite exhausting to always be performing. And I feel like this month you're not wanting to perform. I mean, perform in the sense of a social setting, social gathering. Because some of you might actually be performing on stage, because I did mention that some of you could actually be performers, entertainers, and I do get that with the star. Some of you could actually be in the public eye. Or maybe that's what you're aiming for, recognition, being seen. And with the star coming up for you, I do see you gaining some kind of popularity this month, or you gaining some kind of positive exposure. Like I said, you could be performing at some kind of event or get an opportunity to showcase your talents, your skills, or you could even be performing in a small gathering with a group of friends. Like for example, if you play the guitar, right, but you've never played the guitar in front of your friends, or your friends don't even know that you play an instrument, this month you will be like revealing your skill, revealing to your friends that you can indeed play an instrument, and maybe showing them a little of what you know, what you can do. And that will be surprising others, and also giving you the confidence or the awareness, more like that you can do this, that you can show these aspects of yourself, reveal your hidden talents, be seen, that it's okay. Also, this month, you either will be receiving recognition from someone that you currently and have admired for quite some time. This could be from an elder or a senior, or someone who already is well established in their respective field, has years and years of experience, possibly is recognized in an industry or field as one of the best, like a legend. Or maybe that's how you perceive them, someone who is a legend to you, an idol to you. For some, this could be like a grandparent or a family member who you've always looked up to. And having this person's recognition, receiving praise or validation from this person is going to be very, very healing for you, especially healing for your inner child. And I don't see this in a way as in you have been looking for validation from this person. I just feel like receiving it is just going to be like a dream come true for a lot of you, or it's just going to deconstruct some beliefs, notions, or ideas around not being enough or not being good enough in something. It could also be that you will be receiving an opportunity coming from someone who you do admire, or who you see as a legend, or who you believe to be quite respectable. Or this opportunity in itself is going to be one that you will perceive as being a big one, like a great opportunity. And what is being advised for you this month is to simply believe that this opportunity is for you. Believe that if this opportunity has been presented to you, it's because you are capable and able of taking it on. And it is meant for you. But now I just want to see if there's anything else. Some of you could be 25 years of age. You don't have to, but that number really stood out to me. It could also be that if you are older than 25, something that you began when you were 25 years of age, maybe something you started pursuing, learning about, you're either going to resume this month, or you're going to reach some kind of new level in regards to it this month of November in the year 2024. But for your dice, we have the cups, which are the cups that you like speak on one end and you listen to what was spoken on the other end with the other cup. And then we also have the ripple. And for your key terms, we have communicate, interesting, travel, and listen, interesting, because that's practically what these cups symbolize or represent, communication, listening. So I do feel like this month it will be about you communicating your needs. It could be to others, but especially to yourself. And like I said, listening to yourself, listening to what is going on within, what it is that you need, what your body requires, what your innermost self requires of you. But this could also be indicating that there will be a lot of communication with loved ones, especially people that you want to kind of get closure with or better understand, possibly. And with listen, I do see a back and forth where you're communicating and the other is listening, and the other is communicating and you are listening. So this does seem like an engaging, healthy conversation that you will be having with one or more people in the month of November. The cups also makes me think of long distance for whatever reason. So some of you could be, especially with travel, communicating back and forth with someone who is at a physical distance from you. They could be overseas. Some of you might be in a long distance relationship, so if that is the case, just know that communication between you both will not stop. There will be constant communication between you both, or whenever there is an opportunity for you to talk, video call, message, the conversations will be engaging. They will go back and forth. And they could end up being pretty long, like talking late into the night or something along those lines. Also, this month you will be listened to. So anytime or every time you have something to say, something to communicate, those on the receiving end, they will be listening. And it's because you're coming through with a little bit more authority, or it could also be that you are a little bit or will be a little bit more assertive when it comes to your communication. Like your presence alone, your posture, your demeanor will be in a way demanding. No, demanding is not the right word, but inspiring attention. I have something important to say, and then everybody turns your way to listen to you, to pay attention to you. Travel may be indicating that you will be traveling this month. It could be long distance, but it doesn't have to be. This may be like short distance trips, or it could just be that you will be moving a lot this month. So maybe commuting quite a bit, or visiting different locations throughout the month of November, like taking day trips, something along those lines. Some of you may even be staying over somewhere for like a day and 2 nights, something along those lines, taking a mini vacation or going on a little getaway. And you could be doing so with friends, because what I wanted to say when I was referring to this 3 sheets to the wind card was that with the number 3, you might actually be spending time with friends, going on some kind of trip with friends. I forgot what it's called. There's a specific word for what I'm looking for, but I can't recall it at this moment. But yeah, like a mini vacation or a trip with friends or family. Yeah, but this could also be going to events with loved ones. But I do get this feeling of being in good company this month. But it could also be that you yourself will be taking yourself out to dates, having fun while you're spending some alone or me time. And with the ripple, this is making me think that your actions, your decisions this month, they will have a ripple effect. They will be affecting your future, which is pretty obvious because that's always the case. Yet I feel like what you're doing this month will actually have a huge impact on what is to come. You are building habits this month, or you have been, and this month you're kind of solidifying them. You are letting go of things that are no longer serving you, and that is helping you and future you to create a healthier lifestyle or to move on to something better. Develop as well, grow. Yeah, sometimes little actions, little changes that we make here and there, we might not think much of it, but those are the very things that create the biggest impact in our lives, that really make the biggest difference. And so you are making a huge difference in your life, in your future, in your overall well-being, and in the life of your future self, starting or in this month of November. So congratulations to you, because this month you are definitely here for you. Also with communicate and ripple, you might be, you saw the star showed up again, star energy. And what I was going to say is that you might be creating or doing something that will have some kind of ripple effect, maybe in your career, your profession, your occupation, maybe in your status as well, your public image, because it's making me think of news traveling or something that you doing. Maybe this is a bit of a strong word, but possibly going viral or just being shared. Yeah, because the bird here is also making me think of communication. It's making me think of news spreading. So something that you're doing, something that you're sharing, it could be shared amongst others. I'm sensing people hearing or learning or knowing about the fact that you have a skill or a talent, or learning about you, learning about your work, learning about what it is that you're doing. So you could be getting recognition exposure, positive exposure, and that is helping you out. And also helping in your future prospects. Yeah, it feels like you're laying foundations this month. So maybe you might not see a lot of difference this month because, like I said, this feels like a transition phase, like something that is starting. But whatever it is that you're doing this month, it will add up, it will build up to something very positive, or you will see the effects of it, the positive effects of it in your near future. Like something that you start right now will give great results and rewards in your near future. So at some point in your future, you will be very, very happy that you did this, or that you pursued this, continued this, stayed true to this in the month of November. Like continued a hobby, kept pursuing a talented skill, kept practicing, allowed yourself to put yourself out there, that sort of thing. But to end your reading, I'm just going to pull out one last oracle card. I've been using this deck quite a bit. I just really, really like it. So if you see it often in my readings, I apologize. I tend to go back to things that I really enjoy and stick with them for a while. But okay, let me pull out one last oracle card. So this could also give you a look or a hint as to what the lessons and main themes of this month will be. It could also offer advice and guidance on what to focus on, what to look into, introspect on this month to get better results, outcomes, or to get the best out of the month of November. Ooh, 3 cards fell out. Okay, I'll take them. So we have beginnings with Aries and Spirit, so more fire energy here. So we have strike iron and flint to make fire, and the message, go for it. The spark of fire is your life force. It lives within you. All you must do is claim it. Say yes to a new direction and trust that you have the energy to make a fresh start. I did speak about you giving yourself a fresh start and then the energy of beginning. So you're definitely stepping into a new beginning. The song by DJO, I think that's how it's pronounced, titled End of Beginning, just came to mind, so that song may be of significance. We also have Peace or Melancholy with Pisces in Emotion, and the key phrase, a leaf drifts on water. And then we also have this illustration of a ripple or ripple effect with the message, a feeling of peacefulness can make it seem as if you're floating without a care in the world. Melancholy can feel like being submerged in overwhelming currents. Remember that, like a leaf on the surface of a pond, emotions are always moving. So you could be experiencing both of these, peace or melancholy. But remember, you experiencing melancholy is not something bad or negative. It's just you feeling through your emotions, right? So allow yourself those moments of melancholy. You don't really have to go overboard with them, but you can allow yourself to simply feel through them in order to allow your emotions to flow, to move, so that there won't be any like emotional constipation, let's say. And then we have healing, with Chiron and the key phrase, rolling out a carpet over the mud, and the message, sometimes old wounds become forgotten, but that doesn't mean they're not there. Roll back the carpet and delve into the muck. Only by doing so can you heal and move forward. So it seems like this month you are releasing, but it all feels very gentle. It feels like you're taking your time with this. You're allowing for you to address a thing at a time, right? So it's not overwhelming, or whenever it does become overwhelming, you're allowing yourself to take a step back, knowing that you can come back to this at a later time. Or some of you are allowing yourself to simply feel through it. Push past the discomfort in order to heal, in order to cleanse. But remember, you don't have to force anything, especially healing. And if there are some things that feel a little too heavy for you or a little too scary, know that you can reach out. Ask for a friend's support, someone that you trust, or you could even ask for professional help, because it's okay to be assisted as we are healing, as we're going through things that can be a little bit difficult. And the carpet is also making me think of cleaning, like literal cleaning, decluttering. So you could be doing some deep cleaning sometime in the month of November. Getting rid of everything that no longer serves you, is just accumulating dust, and really getting into the nooks and crannies of your space to clean. Like sweeping under the rug, sweeping under the bed, not forgetting about those spaces that we might often overlook because, nobody really looks there, or so we think, like under the bed, under the rug. No, this month you're taking the time to attend to those places. And I feel like this could be really symbolic or metaphorical for like what's going on within, like those parts of you that you might have been avoiding for quite some time, issues you might have been avoiding because you think, they're not really important, or I don't really have to address them now. I feel like this month you're allowing yourself to address them because you really want to feel at peace within, and you want to really create new beginnings for yourself, beginnings in which you're not taking in burdens of the past, baggage of the past. Okay, but the zodiac signs, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Pisces might be of significance, and leaves, ponds, ripples, stars, star-shaped things, as well as I mentioned, bluebirds, cornucopias, or string instruments might be of importance or significance. Also lollipops, or the word lollipop. But these are all the messages that are coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and a huge thank you to all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to Spirit, who assisted me with delivering these messages to you, as well as to your higher self or future self. Yes, thank you so very much, and I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful month of November, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, if you chose the Journey card, bienvenidos to your reading. So this month of November, you may be going on an unexpected trip. In other words, you could very well be traveling. Some of you might even be planning some kind of road trip for this month of November. Yet, I also do sense that this month will provide you some very unexpected twists. And that in itself will take you on a trip. Because I am noticing this river and how it bends over this corner. So you might be taken by surprise sometime in the month of November. And I do sense this to be a good surprise. So it could very well be that you will find yourself being at the right place at the right time. You might end up meeting someone unexpected. For example, one day you decide to go to a coffee shop at like a random hour, and right when you are about to leave said coffee shop, you bump into somebody. Somebody that maybe you have been wanting to meet or see in person, or someone that you haven't seen in a while and you're quite excited to see them again. The expression random meeting, as well as the expression meet cute. So if this isn't somebody that you already know or know of, then this could definitely be someone new who you will spark a conversation with, and possibly this conversation will lead to something more, because journey is making me think of something taking you on a journey, something unexpected, a random action, an unexpected turn, a spontaneous decision has you embarking on a whole journey. Now I'm thinking of The Hobbit, of Bilbo Baggins, how he never imagined, or maybe he did when he was younger, but at that point in his life, when the story The Hobbit begins, he didn't really think or fathom that he would end up going on this quest with dwarves and a wizard. So something I can say for the month of November is expect the unexpected. Now I'm being reminded of Aladdin and the song A Whole New World. So you might be taken, or you will be taken, on some kind of magic carpet ride in the month of November. So whenever you do feel inspired to just do something spontaneous, do something new, something different for a change, don't resist that. And I don't feel like I really need to give you this advice, because in the moment you won't resist it. You will simply be going with the flow, because that's what I'm seeing here with the river. Nothing will be blocking you. You'll go along with whatever you feel inspired to do, because it is guiding you on the path towards your highest good, or a journey that will allow for major breakthroughs, growth, evolution, self-development. Because journey is also making me think of like the journey to self-development, personal growth, even some kind of spiritual journey. So you might find yourself during the month of November feeling quite inspired to go within, maybe to go or start or resume some kind of spiritual journey, spiritual quest. Some of you might actually take to meditating or starting some kind of spiritual practice or resuming a spiritual practice in the month of November and staying a little more consistent with it. I do see you starting or having some nightly routine or making time in the night to go within, to meditate, or to connect with spirit, or delve more into your spirituality, practice your spirituality. Which is a silly thing to say because we don't really need a time of day to be spiritual. We can be spiritual at any moment throughout the day with every little action, decision, because spirituality is more a way of being rather than something that you do. At least that's the way I see it. But I do see you having some kind of practice or you taking it upon yourself to just create space, make space, to go within, introspect, tune in. That's the expression that is coming to mind, tune in. Because I do get the feeling that a lot of you might be wanting to, or you will be wanting to in the month of November, tap more into your psychic or clair abilities. You might be wanting to attune better to the energy around you, like sense, feel, energy. Some of you might even be taking the time to learn how to or practice, I really don't like this word, but manipulating energy, transforming it, transmuting it, alchemizing it. The night sky is also reminding me of astral traveling, astral projecting, the astral realm. So some of you might be learning or exercising, practicing how to astral travel, astral project. I'm also seeing something like vivid dreaming or lucid dreaming. Some of you could be looking into that and experiencing some kind of breakthrough in regards to it in the month of November. But I do see you feeling quite magical or leaning a lot towards the esoteric, the metaphysics, divination, or the spirituality. And the river is also making me think of protection, protecting your energy, practicing spiritual energy hygiene. So I do see you focusing on that as well, especially if you are taking it upon yourself to tap more into your clair or psychic abilities, tap more into energy, heighten your senses or your psychic senses, your psychic sensitivity. That's the expression that came to mind. And it may just be that you will be quite sensitive to energy in the month of November or sometime during the month of November. You could be channeling quite a few messages or receiving quite a few downloads. Your dreams might be quite vivid, or you could be having very telling dreams that might feel like you are being given a heads up about what is to come, or dreams in which you feel like you are connecting to maybe loved ones who have passed on, or you are connecting to higher beings, maybe spirit guides, ancestors. It could even be that some of you will be having dreams in which you are connecting with the higher selves or the energy of those who are currently physically incarnated in this lifetime. So you could be sharing dreams with those around you or with people who you do have some kind of soul or psychic connection with, who are currently incarnated in this physical 3D. The 10th is making me think of rest. So I do see you taking it upon yourself to rest, take a break every now and then when your body needs it, especially when you feel a little bit depleted, because I do see you doing some kind of energy work. Like I said, you could be quite sensitive to the energy around you. So whenever you are starting to feel overwhelmed because you are taking in too much information from the world around you, I do see you taking a moment to retreat, to possibly ground yourself, or to spend some time alone in order to recenter, regroup, cleanse your energy, and discern between what is of you and what isn't. Because sometimes when we are so sensitive to energy, we can end up absorbing the energy of environments we step into or we spend a lot of time in, the people who are around us, especially if you do identify as being quite empathic, you could end up experiencing the emotions of others. So whenever you feel like that is starting to happen, I do see you taking it upon yourself to take a step back, to retreat in order to ground, cleanse your energy, and use your discernment to know, hey, this is of me, and this is something that I picked up on, this is what I'm channeling, and this is what I'm actually going through. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of you are getting the hang of maybe being an empath, maybe being a channeler, a bridge between the spiritual, the 5D and the 3D, or you are getting the hang of learning how to self-regulate, learning how to self-soothe and ground and so forth, taking care of yourself and taking care of your energy. Yeah, I get quite a peaceful vibe from the journey card, but there's also excitement brewing, and this excitement could be from that unexpectedness that will be occurring sometime in the month of November. But I do see you being quite rested or taking it upon yourself to get the rest that you need so that you won't feel depleted throughout the day or night, so that you will feel tip-top shape, at least the best that you can be. Some of you might actually go camping somewhere in the month of November, but if not, I just see you being very drawn to the night. You could actually be finding yourself going out in the night, and it could be like literally going out to places, but it could just be like stepping outside of your house, your apartment, to look at the night sky, to breathe in the night air, maybe bask in the moonlight, things like that. But now I'm going to pull out the rest of the oracle cards to get an overview of the month, find out what the main themes and lessons of this month will be. Crescent moons might be of significance. The crescent moon is making me think of new beginnings. So again, it's making me think of a new journey. I feel like a new adventure awaits you guys. And now I'm being reminded of the movie Frozen 2, when Elsa sings the song Into the Unknown. So you might be sensing that something is awaiting you, that something is about to commence, or that you are about to go on some kind of adventure. Yeah, because Elsa at the start of Frozen 2 did kind of sense that something was brewing. She felt a calling, something calling to her. Okay, so 2 cards flipped over, and we have the 11th house with Venus in Aquarius and the key term detachment. Interesting. And we also have the 2nd house with Mars in Taurus and the key term defense. So November 2 might be an important date. Yet with Aquarius, I am sensing innovation. And with Venus, I do see you being or feeling quite inspired throughout the month of November, but I'm getting more of an energy of fantasy, something fantastical, something magical. So this month, like I said, you may very well be quite sensitive to the energy around you, and you could feel quite connected to the ethers, I want to say. It almost feels like you will be right in between 2 realms. So you might find it quite easy to tap into the unseen, the unknown, channel information that maybe other people don't readily have access to, like maybe the Akashic records or what is going on in other realms. I know this all sounds very bizarre and strange, but I am getting a very mystical and esoteric vibe from this detachment card. So you could be feeling a bit spacey from time to time throughout the month of November. You could find yourself daydreaming quite a bit, but here's the interesting thing. I feel like when you do find yourself daydreaming, it's not that you're actually daydreaming, but it's more like you're channeling or you're seeing visions in your mind's eye. And this ship here is making me think of the past, like different timelines. So some of you could even be having flashbacks of other lives that you have lived on this earth, of your past or previous lives, let's say. But I also see something like being able to see into the past of others. I did mention psychic or clair abilities, so you could be receiving information of either what is going on in other people's lives currently, or receiving information about other people's soul history, or any information that is connected to their energy. And actually, with this image, and actually some of you might be currently pursuing a career in psychology or neuroscience, a field, a career that has to do with the mind, the psyche, the subconscious, or the conscious. Some of you might actually be therapists, counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, perhaps. You could also be hypnotherapists, or that could be something that you might be interested in or looking more into in the month of November. But there is something to do with the mind. There is something to do with the psyche. You having a knack for tapping into the unseen. So you could be really good with helping others unravel or organize their thoughts, or understand the basis of any issue they are struggling with. The expression crack the walnut just came to mind. So anything that other people struggle with, that they are not able to understand themselves when it comes to their behaviors, their worries, their fears, especially when it comes to irrational fears, you could be really good with cracking, understanding what the problem really is, where the problem lies, if there is any problem, or where the issue stems from. And it could be because you're just really good with this, like quite logical, you're quite discerning, and maybe because you are quite good at detaching, not having a biased opinion over things, or not letting your biases, your own perception, your own projections influence what it is that you're seeing. You're able to see things for what they are, and that is what allows for clarity. And you are able to be quite honest and truthful with your delivery, with what it is that you're seeing. But you're also quite good at delivering the truth in a way that is understandable and that is actually helpful in healing to others, or can serve as some kind of catalyst. So a lot of you could be drawn to assist others in their healing journey, maybe in their spiritual journey, or you could already be doing this without you being quite aware of it. You could be doing it inadvertently, not as a full-on profession or career, but just something as you do as a person, as a friend, when you offer advice to someone who is coming to you for guidance. You without knowing are helping them with the advice that you offer, or with you offering your perspective on things, your objective view on things. Yet I also feel like a lot of you are able to do all of this because you do have this psychic awareness. You are able to see things that other people might not be able to readily see with their naked eye. You have, as we like to say, your third eye wide open. So you could actually see energy, maybe the aura of others. And by doing so, you are able to detect when something is maybe blocking them or influencing them in one way or the other. You are able to more easily find the root of any issue that they are struggling with. It could also be that you have what is known as claircognizance. So you just know things without you really needing to delve deep or ask too many questions, or you do have this canny ability of asking the right questions, the kind of questions that trigger an awakening or bring about enlightenment, the kind of questions that do inspire people to go within, to introspect, self-reflect. Because I know this is going to sound quite silly, but this illustration here reminded me of Megamind. And Megamind is a genius, has this brilliant mind, but because of his brilliance and his genius, he did feel like an outcast, or he was outcasted. He found it difficult to fit in or relate to others because his mind worked differently. And so with the energy of Aquarius, this month you could feel a little detached from your environment. And this is quite interesting because I did mention that you will be quite sensitive to the energy around you, and I do feel that to be the case. Yet at the same time, you could feel a disconnect with your environment, or maybe with the people around you. Though, I have to correct myself here, because it might feel, or it might come off as you feeling or being disconnected, but in reality, I don't think that is the case. It's more like you're seeing life, you're seeing others from a higher perspective. It's sort of like you will have this bird's eye view in the month of November. And that is what is allowing for you to see things clearly, objectively. So this is not to say that you are literally emotionally detached or you're disconnected from all that is around you, because I do see you being or feeling connected. I do see you being able to empathize or sympathize with others, experience a resonance with your current environment or environments that do actually resonate with you. Yet with detachment, it's more like you are able to feel, yet you are able to maintain an objective perspective on everything, not allow for your emotions to influence your perception on things, which is then allowing for you to see things clearly, see things as they are, and be able to see potential where there is potential, be able to see opportunities where there is opportunity. So emotions aren't blocking you. Biased perspectives, stereotypes, limited beliefs, let's say, they aren't blocking you. And this ship here, again, is making me think of traveling. And more specifically, it's making me think of astral traveling, astral projecting. So you could be doing quite a bit of that in the month of November, and you could be quite aware that you are doing it, but I feel like for the most part, you might be doing this without you being so aware of it, because I do see you doing this when you are asleep. So when you do awake from sleep, you might interpret your astral trips as a very vivid dream. Like, oh, I had this very vivid dream of traveling to this foreign land or of seeing this person I haven't seen in a while. Yet in reality, that wasn't exactly a vivid dream. It was what you experienced or saw when you were astral traveling or astral projecting. So something to keep in mind if that is resonating with you. And I do see your mind being quite active this month, and it could again be because you are channeling messages. So if it gets pretty hectic in your mind at some point, remember that you can set the intentions to close your third eye for the meanwhile, to stop channeling messages so that you can take a break, take a rest, to not connect with spirit, or to not be so in tune with the energy around you. You can set that intention. Remember, you have free will, and your free will is respected. And by you setting this intention, by you placing your boundaries, even with energy or spirit, you will be able to catch a break. Remember? Rest. Also, some of you could be creating like a safe and sacred space, sort of like a little sanctuary where you are able to rest, where there is no interference from like outside energies, or you yourself are able to catch a break or focus more on you and what is going on within instead of what is happening around you and with the people who are around you. You could also be quite in tune with animals. You know, animals are also living beings. They're also energy. So you could even be experiencing what is known as telepathy, where you are able to communicate with others psychically via the mind. So you might find that this month you know exactly what the animals around you, or if you have animal companions, your animal companions are wanting or needing. You might feel quite connected to them, as if you understand them, or even more so if this is often the case for you. And this month, solutions will come to you a lot easier. Like I said, I don't see you feeling or being blocked this month. So you might experience something like knowing what to do before even thinking about what to do. Like just intuitively, instinctively knowing what the answer is, or knowing what the best approach is. You're getting a taste of what your brain, your mind is capable of doing this month, but this feels like in a healthy way. Again, I'm being reminded of Megamind because with defense, I do see you having boundaries, and I do see you being quite assertive. So if you are exploring something in the month of November, but this exploration is getting too far, like, you're not liking this anymore because it's feeling unstable or it's no longer resonating with you, instead of pushing through, you're taking a step back. Because although defense often indicates, kind of pushing or holding off, staving off, what I'm getting here is you're not pushing any limits to the point where it becomes unhealthy, or it can mess with your stability or your inner peace. Because I feel like a lot of you have been on this journey of learning how to manage your thoughts, your thinking patterns, of learning about the power of your mind and learning about boundaries, learning about your capabilities and your abilities. So it seems like this month you have a better awareness, better discernment as to when you are pushing things too far or you're stepping into, let's say, unsafe territory. Yeah, because this ship is making me think of knowing what to steer away from. So this month you will know what to steer away from to keep yourself safe, to maintain balance and stability. So this is making me think of, for example, someone who meditates quite often, and so yet they know that it's important to, after coming out of a meditation, ground, right? Because if one is going to function in this 3D, it's important for them to be grounded and present, to come back to their body. And those are the kind of limits, the kind of boundaries I'm talking about. And now I'm being reminded of a scientist, right? Like a scientist who has ethics. And so they don't take their experiments too far. They know that there's certain lines that they are not meant to cross, and they're not willing to cross them because crossing them will go against their morals, their values, or will tip the scales, bring things out of balance. That's kind of what I'm sensing from you guys. You are the scientist who has awareness, who has integrity, morals, and ethics. You know what lines not to cross for your own well-being, stability, and inner balance. And defense is also making me think of protecting your energy. So you are doing quite well when it comes to that, protecting your inner peace, protecting your mental well-being as well. So I don't really see you entertaining or enabling anything that you know at this point in your journey isn't good for you or doesn't add anything of value to your life or could be a detriment to your health, could be physical or mental or even spiritual well-being. And with this illustration in the defense card, this is also making me think of having a team of knights and warriors protecting you. So know that you do have an entire team, a spirit team that is looking after you, especially during this time, because like I said, I do see you being quite sensitive to the energy around you, or I do see you delving deep at some point in the month of November, because now what is coming through is the energy of an awakening. And remember, we can go through more than one awakening in a single lifetime. It's when we experience some kind of aha moment, epiphany, revelation. So you could be experiencing something like that in the month of November, because I do see you figuring something out or focusing on something like cracking a code. That's why I mentioned cracking a nut, because the expression that was coming to mind over and over was crack the code, crack the code, crack the code. So you could be focusing on finding a solution to something, on figuring something out, because I did get the energy of a scientist. You could actually be this month focusing on discovering something or achieving some kind of breakthrough. And while you're doing this kind of work, know that you are being divinely protected. So this makes me think that you will be given the time that you need in order to do the work that you need to do, in order to find time to think, maybe to introspect, to rest, like whatever you need, it will be provided to you this month. And it's because the divine or your spirit team, your spirit guides, they are bringing to you whatever it is that you need in order to facilitate this time of introspection or of brainstorming perhaps. Also, if you need assistance, like if you are trying to figure something out for work, for your career, some kind of scientific breakthrough perhaps, assistance will come through coworkers, colleagues, people who can help you out with the kind of work that you are doing. But let me pull out the rest of the cards. So we have the waning gibbous, interesting, with look inwards, reevaluate, and introspection and relaxing. Wow, just basically what I mentioned. So yeah, there will be time for relaxation, or you are being advised to take some time to relax. It's always important, but I feel like it's super crucial for you to give yourself time to relax in the month of November, because I feel like you are processing a lot. And so much of it, you might not even be aware of it because it's happening at a subconscious level, perhaps. because I am sensing something like expansion, growth, but happening at a subconscious level, happening in your mind, happening in your psyche, could even be happening like spiritually, energetically. And I did speak about introspecting, looking inwards, with reevaluating. Some of you might actually be reevaluating certain decisions that you made. And now that I'm looking at this illustration of the detachment card, there could be a little bit of overthinking, or more like if you tend to overthink, this month there could be temptation to overthink about the past, because it's making me think of someone who has such an imagination that they can easily conjure alternative timelines in their mind. So, for example, someone who can start thinking about a decision that they made in the past and begin imagining what would have happened if they had made a different decision. What would have happened if they had gone about something a different way? And with every little change they think of, they can come up with a whole new timeline with a completely different outcome. And that is a skill that shows that you have a great imagination. You could be someone who is quite observant if this does come easy to you. Yet, although this might be helpful in certain situations, especially when you are about to make a decision, because it can help you with thinking of alternatives, like different options. Like if things don't turn out this way, then I can turn to option B, or I can go about things this way, and so forth. And so you have this ability of not limiting yourself. Yet, this ability can turn to be quite entertaining, right? So one needs to be careful with not getting swept away by it or drowning in it, because we literally have this head kind of like floating above water. So it's important to keep your head above water, meaning don't get so consumed by notions of what could have been, because you can get stuck on that, because there's so many ways things could have turned out in any situation. And so trying to figure them all out could be an endless journey. So instead of thinking about the past and what could have been, remember that you still have a present to attend to, a here and now, and where you can create the most influence and have the most impact in is in the here and now, right? So just remember to, whenever you're starting to do this, think on the past and start reevaluating. Remember to bring yourself back to center, to bring yourself back to the here and now, because it's the here and now that matters. It's the here and now that you can truly make a difference, not in the past. The past can only help with learning and growing, with gaining experience or information to better handle your here and now. Yeah, so don't abuse the whole introspecting and reevaluating. Use it in moderation and use it to help you instead of getting stuck in the past or getting stuck in what is to come. Because like I said, we can start thinking of possible scenarios and get stuck on that, never making a decision, never taking action. So just be mindful of that. Okay. And for your other card, we have 26 with God don't like ugly. And the key terms or key phrases: nastiness, clash, strife, resentment, argument, spite, grudge, and revenge. So the number 26 could be of significance, or November 26 might be an important day. The end is making me think of teamwork and collaboration. So you may be working alongside or in a team in the month of November, or this is your heads up that this month you could benefit a lot from working with others, receiving assistance, possibly sharing your knowledge or sharing what you have come to learn. But of course, it will be only to the extent that you feel comfortable or you deem is appropriate for your situation. Yet the word argument is really standing out to me. So this month you could be having a few debates, intellectual debates, or debates about spiritual concepts, maybe about the esoteric metaphysics. I'm also seeing something like the expression controversial topics, taboo topics, or unpopular opinions are coming to mind. You may be having an open conversation about a controversial topic, and there could be a bit of disagreements going on between you and whoever you're having this conversation with, because I do get the feeling that you have a different way of thinking. I mean, everybody has a different way of thinking, but you might have what is often referred to as unpopular opinion. So there could be quite a few heated debates because you will bring some things into question, or you could be triggering certain reactions from people who are not used to hearing unpopular opinions, or who have never come across somebody who challenges their beliefs or sees things from such a very different perspective. Because with detachment, your way of seeing things could be quite logical, quite practical, or to others it might seem quite cold, simply because it is so objective, right? Most people's opinions comes from a subjective point of view, and so this objectivity might not really sit right with others, or might have others questioning, because it's making me think of somebody having their eyes open to something that they never seen before, and that could leave them a bit baffled, like, what? I didn't know this existed, or what are you talking about? I've never heard this before, right? But this is simply you sharing your opinions. This is not to say that you're right and they're wrong, or that they're wrong and they're right, because in reality, who is to say what is right and what is wrong? This universe is so complex, and so are people's minds. So yeah, just because of that, those differences in seeing things, viewing the world, processing information could be what will result in you maybe clashing with others, some kind of intellectual debate, and debates don't have to be a bad thing, Debates do exist in professional settings, and it allows for things to be brought into question, for there to be breakthroughs, for there to be clarifications, and opportunities to even expand or think more broadly. So that could be what will be happening in the month of November for a lot of you. It could also be that things that you believe will be brought into question by somebody else's point of view. And that is the very thing that might guide you to go within and introspect, or to reevaluate, like, you know what? I never thought about it this way, but this person actually brought up a really good point. Maybe I do need to look more into this, that sort of thing. So there could be, or there will be, quite a few revelations, aha moments in the month of November. And this takes a lot of maturity to be able to introspect, to be able to challenge your own beliefs in a healthy way. It takes maturity, because a lot of people do resist that. Pride gets in the way, ego gets in the way. But in your case, I feel like you will be quite open to it. And if ego does get in the way, I feel like you will be detecting it, or seeing it for what it is, like, why am I resisting this so much? Is it because it really goes against my moral compass, my integrity, or is it because it's wounding my ego or hitting my pride? So I do see you having that discernment, and that helping you a lot, especially this month of November. And with defense, I do see you at some point in the month of November feeling the need to defend something that you are doing, or to defend maybe an idea of yours, defend something that you are creating or working on. Maybe you are working on a project, and this month you might be advocating for it, because I'm getting something like a spokesperson, being a spokesperson, or just simply, I'll go back to it, defending defending what it is that you believe in, defending what it is that you're working on, defending an idea of yours. And again, I'm thinking of this in a academic setting, when a researcher or a scientist is defending a project, a research project, so that it can continue being funded, so that it won't be closed. So that could be the case for some of you. And now I'm going to pull out some tarot cards. And but we have the Chariot, upright with control, focus, and willpower. So the Chariot is associated with the zodiac sign Cancer. Some of you could be a Cancer sun, moon, or rising sign, but that doesn't have to be the case for each one of you for the messages to apply to you. That is, if they are resonating, because the Chariot could simply be indicating forward movement. It can also speak of breakthroughs and of balance, determination, focus. So this month you will be quite focused on a goal, focus on achieving something, focus on making progress, creating betterment. And I do also see you quite focused on maintaining balance. The phrase mental stability keeps coming to mind. So some of you could be on a mental health journey, and it seems like you have made a lot of progress. And the Chariot can also speak of success. So I do see you having a successful outcome. So any issue that arises in the month of November or that you're currently dealing with, you will find a solution to it, or it will get solved. But I feel like it will get solved because of you, because you have found a solution, you have found a way through. It will be a result of your effort, your hard work, or your brains, your smarts. Your intellect or ingenuity, creativity. The Chariot is also making me think of determination. So this month it will be quite difficult to mess with your rhythm, mess with your beats, because I see you quite determined to seeing something through, or the expression fighting till the very end came to mind. So there could be something that you're advocating for, like I said, something that you're defending, and you're giving it your all. And I feel like your determination will give you a successful outcome or successful results, or will open some door of opportunities for you. Let me pull out another card. Also, because we do have a person walking their two huskies, this is making me think of a work-life balance. Like you are finding time or dedicating time to work or to a healing journey, a spiritual journey, to anything that requires discipline, structure, organization perhaps, or for you to apply yourself. Yet you're balancing this out by giving yourself time to rest, to walk around the block, walk with your animal companions, clear your head space by doing something that is mindless, something that doesn't really require for you to think a lot or use your brain power to its full capacity. I see you enjoying time with loved ones, enjoying your time being in good company, surrounding yourself by good company. The Chariot is also making me think of the unexpected, because we do have this person walking their two huskies who seem like so go lucky. It's making me think of somebody is walking and on their walk, something surprising happens. They bump into somebody, like in the rom-com movies, or they see something beautiful, they experience something beautiful. It's making me think of like this person is walking their huskies, and then they meet somebody who is also walking their huskies, and then their huskies share a beautiful moment, like they play around or something, and that creates a beautiful core memory. Or you could be walking yourself and finding a trinket on the floor that reminds you of a trinket that you had when you were little that you really, really loved. Or you could come across some money, spare change or a bill, something like that. But it is making me think of luck, the Chariot. And then we have the Ace of Wands in the upright with breakthrough, inspiration, and new direction. Yeah, so with the Chariot, it seems like you are heading in a new direction, or you are starting something new this month. And this new beginning could be the result of some breakthrough. So maybe if you are trying to solve a problem or crack the code, as I've been saying, the moment that you do, because the Ace of Wands and the Chariot are giving you a heads up that you will be cracking the code, you will be finding the solution, you will be experiencing a breakthrough. That's when you will enter into this new beginning. So from this breakthrough, new opportunities may come about, or a specific new opportunity that maybe you've been awaiting or looking for. This could be like a breakthrough in your career, in your occupation, because Ace of Wands is making me think of a milestone, reaching a new milestone, leveling up. And the Ace of Wands can speak about inspiration and new passionate beginnings. So, and then we do have this traveler here. And you were drawn to the journey card. So it seems like you possibly will be traveling this month of November, or making plans for a future trip, future travels. But this could be in a more metaphorical sense, that you are about to embark on a new journey. So I'm not quite sure what lays ahead on the other side of this hill, because I feel like it's supposed to be a mystery. That's what the whole journey card is about. It talks about the unknown, not really knowing what lays ahead, but knowing that whatever does lay ahead is what will help with you propelling forward, or with your development, with your growth. So, and because this is the Ace of Wands, I do feel like new exciting opportunities are ahead. Definitely new experiences that might require for you to get a little bit out of your comfort zone, meaning that these experiences will be unfamiliar to you, yet they will challenge you in amazing ways that will allow for growth and even more breakthroughs. And they will allow for you to get to know new aspects of yourself and to tap more into your potential. The Ace of Wands can speak about potential. I do feel like some of you might have been wanting something that challenges you or that allows for you to really evolve or experiment or grow. Maybe grow as a creator, grow as an academic, grow as a professional. Or maybe you have been wanting that, or maybe you have been wanting experiences that are quite stimulating, intellectually stimulating, emotionally stimulating. And I feel like that is what is awaiting you. And these Ace of Wands is also promising the unexpected. So I feel like this month of November, something new will commence, or you will be experiencing something new, something you haven't experienced before, something that might blow your socks off or just will get you feeling all giddy. But I'm not really being shown what this might be. And the reason why that might be is because it will differ and vary for each one of you. Because I feel like whatever you will be experiencing, it's very specific to you. Very specific to what inspires you, what lights you up, what has you feeling excited. So to put it more bluntly, it's tailored specifically to you. Your desires, your joy, what brings you joy, what inspires you, what hypes you up. Some of you might be getting news, like surprise news that you will be going on some kind of trip. It feels like in the moment, like at the last minute, you receive news that this is going to happen, or that you're going to go on this trip, or you're going to see this person, or you're going to go to this event, something along those lines. So that might be happening for some of you. It's very like a rom-com movie. A friend or somebody buys a ticket for you, and on the day that the airplane is said to leave, that's when they call you up to tell you, hey, pack up your bags, we're leaving right now. And you're like, what? And they tell you, don't worry about it. I have everything figured out, everything settled, everything taken care of. You just need to pack your bags and be here at the airport, at this terminal, at this time to get on the airplane and leave. And all your expenses are paid for. I know that sounds very over the top, but that's kind of the example that I'm getting here. Yeah, so you could be quite surprised, pleasantly surprised. But it will be something that will be to your liking, right? And then we have the ring, which indicates commitment. I'm going to put this one back because there's no illustration on the side that it fell. So I'm just going to try this again. Ooh! And then we have the tornado or twister. Okay, and now I'm going to pull out some key terms. So we have patience, validate, beginning, and we have growth. Yeah, so there's definitely growth this November. I'm seeing personal, spiritual growth and development occurring, or maybe that being the main theme of this month. But this could also be growth in career, in your creative passion projects. Something that you started is growing because you have stuck with it, because you have defended it, because you have protected it, because you have allowed for it to grow. And with beginnings, there's definitely a new beginning, as mentioned already several times, especially with the ace here, passionate beginnings. And the ring does speak of commitment. So for a lot of you, this beginning could be the beginning of a long-term commitment. With journey, I was thinking of like a long journey. Again, I'm being reminded of Bilbo Baggins or of Frodo from Lord of the Rings. The journey he embarked on was quite a long one, and was one in which it required of his loyalty and commitment. So some of you could actually be committing to something. It's making me think of like signing a contract, signing some kind of deal. It's making me think of like starting a new job, perhaps saying yes to developing something, to seeing something through, completing some kind of project. If you do take commissions, you could be taking a commission or starting a commission that you know is going to take a while to complete, but it is one that might lead to a lot of breakthroughs, or this is something that if you're saying yes to it, you're saying yes to it because you know that it is a great opportunity, or it's guiding you in the direction that you're wanting to go, because that's what the Chariot is all about. Whoops. The Chariot, what I just did made me think of like catapulting or something getting sprung forward. But the Chariot does speak about moving forward, and it makes me think of like moving in the direction that you want to go, or allowing yourself to be guided towards your highest, most benevolent outcome. So that could be the case for some of you, but for others of you who are in a long-term relationship, it could be that there is a new beginning in your relationship this November, because you could be entering into a new stage in your relationship. So for some of you, you could be getting proposed to, saying yes, getting engaged, getting married, starting a long-term relationship. So this could be the beginning of a marriage life, of a long-term committed relationship. And with the twister here, it made me think of, I was going to say Wizards of Waverly Place, but no, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking of the Wizard of Oz, how Dorothy, actually, I've never read this book or seen the movie, but I do have an understanding that Dorothy, she does land in this whole new realm because she does get swept away by this twister or tornado. I might be wrong, but that's what came to mind. And so that's making me think of something unexpected. Like something comes in or something happens and then your life changes. You land in somewhere completely new, right? So there could be a great opportunity, one that you don't see coming, occurring in the month of November. This would definitely be something that you don't see coming. Something that maybe at this moment you can't even fathom. Or maybe you can, but it's more like a dream for you, like a fairy tale, like a fantasy. And then poof, it happens. It happens when you least expect it. And then with validate, this makes me think of getting approved, something getting approved, or you being validated. So I did mention, you having a debate or you needing to defend something. So it could be that after much debating with someone, they will end up agreeing with you, or it could be vice versa. You will end up agreeing with them. But validate makes me think of being listened to, being heard, or you are receiving some kind of validation. You are receiving a confirmation. Some of you may actually be proving something. And the word copyright just came to mind. So some of you could be copywriting something or thinking about doing so. The expression making something valid just came through. It could also be that you will be credited for something that you did, or something you did will be given the credit it deserves. But I am seeing something being approved. Oh, what just came to mind? I'm not sure if this is an example or this might be the actual case for some of you, but you know how people, after they have, I don't know if it's after they have reached a certain amount of subscribers or followers, or if it's something that they request to get authenticized on like a social media platform, their username or their account receives like a blue check or something that lets the viewers, the audience, know that the channel is legit, it's authentic, they have been authenticized. So that could be the case for some of you. Something along those lines, or that very exact thing might be happening to you this month. Okay, now I'm going to pull out some extra oracle cards to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance for this month. And the messages on these cards may also provide insight as to what the main themes and lessons of this month will be, or what it is that you need to focus on or introspect more on to get the best out of this month. And I did already kind of shuffle the cards. I'm sure you heard me in the background. And the card that flipped over is kinship with Cancer and Spirit, so more Cancerian energy. And the key phrase, multiple generations gather around the table. With the message, in your mind's eye, imagine your ancestors welcoming you to the table with acceptance. Whether or not your actual family provides a feeling of belonging, draw strength from your visualization of emotional support and unconditional love. So there could be a family gathering this month, and with the kitty and the dog in the background, it is making me think of two families coming together. So with the ring having showed up for you guys, for those of you who have recently gotten engaged or proposed to, or you are thinking about starting a long-term committed relationship with another, you could be meeting your partner's, your significant other's family, or your families could be meeting at sometime in the month of November. But this also makes me think of spending time with family, maybe attending a family gathering, going back home, going back to your hometown, reuniting with family pets or family animal companions. But these animals in the background are also making me think of spirit animals, or if you have animals who have animal companions who have passed on, know that they are still very much with you. They're still very much part of your family. Their energy is around you always. They will always be part of your family. Kinship is making me think of soul connection, of your spirit team, soul family, your tribe. So you could also be spending time with members of your soul family or people who you see as your family even if they aren't blood relatives. So you could be reuniting with friends, spending time with them. But this also lets me know that you do have a whole spirit team with you, protecting you, supporting you, cheering you on. And they are guiding you this month. So you could be channeling a lot of guidance, information, messages from them throughout the month of November. This could be spirit guides as well as ancestors, loved ones who are on the other side, who are evolved souls. They are helping you, they are guiding you, and they are teaching you a lot. And I do see you coming together with people of different cultural backgrounds, with different upbringing, like I said, different beliefs, different perspectives. And this could be a situation in which maybe you meet someone who sees the world from a different point of view, and when you share each other's opinions, at first you might clash, but then as you start talking and start hearing each other out and seeing that both of you are open to learning each other's perspective or just hearing each other out, a beautiful friendship can form or evolve from this. You could end up being really good friends with this person who you didn't meet eye to eye at first. Yeah, because we have cat and dogs, so it could be like a cat versus dog personality situation. But that doesn't mean that cats and dogs can't get along, because they can, right? Okay, we also have collaboration with Aquarius and Spirit. And the key phrase, a buzzing beehive produces honey, as well as the message, working as a group can produce a result that far transcends what one could accomplish alone. Through mutual effort, solve problems by sharing ideas and defining collective ideals. The act of cooperation can provide a buzz of inspiration that lifts your spirits. So honeybees might be of significance, as well as bumblebees. And I did speak about how you might benefit a lot from working with others, collaborating with others, sharing your knowledge perhaps, or your experience, expertise with others. This kinship card is also making me think of working with a collective, sharing ideas with others, brainstorming with others, not getting caught up in only your way of doing things, your only way of thinking, but seeing that there's other ways as well, and that these other ways might be provided to you by other people through their way of thinking, through their own experiences, and so forth. And we have self-expression with Leo and material, and the key phrase, painting a self-portrait, with the message, find the right fuel for your self-expression. Making something, whether a painting, a meal, a hairstyle, or a song, will help you transcend the mundane. Through your creativity, you share your spirit with the world. And the star here is making me think of the crown chakra. So I do see you connecting with your higher self and channeling quite a few messages. You might be receiving a lot of ideas, and these ideas could be downloads, things that you're channeling from spirit. So spirit, your ancestors, could be kind of guiding you to start new projects, or they could be kind of giving you a little nudge, a push in a certain direction that will guide you to start something new or to express yourself a little bit more, try something new. But with self-expression this month, you could be finding a new creative outlet, or you could be resuming a creative outlet, some kind of creative passion perhaps. For some, that could be painting, drawing, but it doesn't have to be. And I'm also seeing some of you realizing that you can pursue more than one thing at a time. That you could do something that is quite scientific, logical, practical, but you could also do something creative. Because this is the example that is coming to mind. It doesn't have to be your specific situation, but I am thinking of someone who is a scientist or is in the science field, yet they really love styling hair. They want to be a hairdresser. And at one point they thought that it had to be one or the other, but it couldn't be both. And now in the month of November, they're realizing that no, hey, I could be a scientist, but I could also be a hairdresser on my spare time, or do both. Find a way to do both. Yeah, and I feel like this is what you're doing throughout the month of November, transcending the mundane. But I do see you finding something that allows for self-expression. So if it isn't a creative outlet, let's say, it could be something that allows for you to get in the zone. So if that is solving math problems or coming up with formulas, then that will be it for you. Also, your work, what you do, what you create this month, it will be a reflection of you. So one, when seeing your work, could really tell or know that it's from you because it has your flair, it has your personality, or it has your tone, something along those lines. So it will be quite unique. And that's the energy of Aquarius, uniqueness. Defense is making me think of defending a position, defending your position. So we're defending something that you value. And just know that if that is the case for you, you will come out of this victorious. Okay, but we do have Cancer, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo in your spread. So those zodiac signs might be of significance. And let's see, huskies, honeybees, as mentioned previously, tents, rivers, skipping stones, horses, ants, ships, crescent moons might be of significance as well. Some of you might have been born in the year of the horse. Yeah, and as mentioned, the dates November 11 or November 26 might be of significance. Yes, but these are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and a huge thank you to all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful month of November, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello, if you chose group 3, the Joy and Time card combo, bienvenidos to your reading. So this month of November will be a time of joy and play. What I heard in my mind was, it's about time, or it was long overdue, this period of celebration, freedom, and ecstasy. With joy, I do see you feeling liberated or freed from something that possibly was consuming way too much of your time or was restrictive in one way or the other. Because this November, I see you managing your own time, or feeling free in the sense of you get to decide what you do with your time, how long you take in doing something, maybe when you clock in for work, when you clock out. You call the shots. This combination is, for whatever reason, making me think of a freelancer, someone who's an independent worker. So some of you may very well be a freelancer, or in the month of November, you will be self-employed. You might be jumping into self-employment, freelancing, possibly starting your own business, or pursuing something in which you get to decide the work hours or the amount of time you dedicate to working, studying, or creating. Because Joy is making me think of fun and play. So you could be enjoying yourself quite a bit this November, pursuing things that bring you joy, that get you in this playful, outgoing mood. Having this person holding this stick here, it's making me think of a magician with their wand. So I do see you feeling very much in management or kind of in control, I want to say, but in the sense of you are leading your life. You are the one calling the shots. You feel very much like the creator of your own reality. And time is making me think of how time is indeed an illusion, that there are no exact set dates or time to anything. So this month of November, you could be letting go of concepts, ideas that you should be doing something at a certain stage of your life, or that if you reached a certain stage or a certain age, you can no longer pursue or do something. It seems like you're letting go of those notions and ideas, and you letting go of these is what is liberating you and possibly even revitalizing you, because I do see something akin to having a renewed or reinstated joy or excitement, enthusiasm for life. You could yourself be feeling quite refreshed or re-energized, rejuvenized in the month of November. The expression Benjamin buttoning just came to mind. So some of you may even feel like you have aged or you're aging backwards in the month of November. And it could be because your appearance is indeed changing. Maybe you are having a more youthful appearance, or it seems like you have a more youthful appearance because you are exuding, emanating joy, or even because you are feeling and being a lot healthier this month. Because I am sensing someone with a lot of energy, someone who is in good health, someone who feels and is quite fit. So this month you could very well be taking better care of yourself, or if you have been looking into your health, then this month you are going to see a lot of progress or improvement. But something peculiar, when meditating on the energy of this group, my attention was drawn to the side of my stomach or my side, and the word intestines just came to mind. And immediately I thought of detoxing or of a detox. So some of you could be, after much research, really knowing your stuff, and whether this is the best route for you, could be doing a bit of a physical detox in the month of November, and that might actually be helping with you feeling a lot more energized or lighter. And what I mean by that is the example that came to mind might gross some of you out, because the example that came to mind was someone who was experiencing constipation now gets the chance to relieve themselves, and after relieving themselves they feel a lot lighter. So anything that was creating like blockages in your system, anything that was not allowing for harmony or balance in your physical body, I feel like you're going to be releasing it. And it could be through a detox, or it could be through an improved diet, like eating more nutritious meals, or just addressing what doesn't really suit your physical body in terms to food, or maybe even habits, will be helping to improving your health a lot and helping with you feeling vitalized and feeling better in terms to your energy, and also in terms to clarity, because I do see you having better mental clarity, since I am noticing that in the joy card we do have these clouds that are dissipating, giving way to the sun, and that makes me think of someone who was experiencing mental fog is experiencing less of it in the month of November, like the mental fog is dissipating. So that could be the case for some of you. Yeah, I just get the feeling that betterment in your physical health is going to improve a lot of other areas. It's going to improve your mental health, it's going to improve your mood, your energy levels, and even your physical appearance, your complexion. Some of you could be looking into fitness this month, or finding a fitness routine that really suits you and serves your needs, and that fits your schedule or just fits your day-to-day routine. Right? Because maybe you are someone who doesn't really like to spend one entire hour exercising, right? And you'd like to do something that is a bit quicker, like a 10-15 minute routine. Yeah, so you could be finding a routine or a fitness style, like a type of workout that works for you. Because some of you may be looking into stamina, improving your stamina. Others of you may be looking into toning certain muscles. And others of you may be looking into improving flexibility, so it might very well depend. But I feel like whatever it is that you're looking for, you're going to find a routine, a workout, a regimen that works for you and that you will feel inspired and even excited to continue with, to stay consistent with. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to be consistent with this, keep up with it. And by you keeping up with it, I do see you getting results within the month, in the month of November. Interesting. It could also be that your positive outlook, your optimism is what is helping with things going smoothly for you. So again, I'm thinking of fitness, but this is just an example. If you are starting a fitness journey and you're optimistic about this, every time you are working out, you're quite excited, you're in a happy mood, then this optimistic mindset and this happy vibe is helping with you to really get the most out of this exercise, even if you're doing it for only 5 or 10 minutes, right? Because our mind is very powerful. We can block ourselves with our mindset, with our beliefs, with pessimism. And so if you keep an open mind, and if you go into something with joy and enthusiasm instead of negativity, you can get quicker results, or the whole process will feel a lot faster or easier because you are enjoying it. And that will give you better results, or the experience itself will be a pleasant one. Yeah, because the sun is making me think of optimism, and it's also making me think of success. And it's interesting because both the sun and the moon are represented here. And that makes me think of harmony, of balance, of yin and yang, feminine and masculine energy. So yeah, I see you taking action this month, but I see you taking inspired action. I see you going with the flow, but not hesitating or shying away from doing what it is that you need to do. Play your part, your role in order to get things moving, in order to see positive results, or get closer to achieving a goal or making a dream of yours a reality. Yeah, so you are definitely coming through as a creator, as a magician, as someone who's taking an active role, being an active participant in the creation of the reality. Oh, and these 2 cards is also making me think of you doing or focusing on something this month that brings you so much joy, truly excites you, that is very fulfilling to you, very exciting, so much so that when you're doing it, when you're participating in it, pursuing it, you forget about the time. Time ceases to exist, or time runs or goes by very, very quickly because you are having so much fun with it. But now I'm going to pull out some more oracle cards to get an overview of the month, to find out what the main themes, lessons of the month of November will be. Also, in the time card, we do have what appears to be a moon cycle. So this makes me think of starting something in the month of November and finishing it in the month of November. And that could also be the reason why you are celebrating, or you're feeling quite victorious, because the Joy card is reminding me of the 6 of Wands in the tarot, which is a card of victory, success, recognition, publicity as well. Being in the public eye, being seen by many. So yeah, you could be celebrating the completion of something in the month of November. Or it could also be that this month you are going to be completing a lot of tasks, a lot of things that have been pending, or you are going to be very much up to date. And that in itself is going to have you feeling quite good about yourself. I have done everything that I need to do. I'm right on time, or I'm right on schedule. I'm up to date. 2 cards fell out for you, and we have the 12th house with Mercury and Pisces and the key term inspiration, and we also have the 1st house with Saturn and Aries and the key term risk. Yeah, so where to begin? With the 1st house in Aries, this makes me think of leadership, assertion, taking action. So as mentioned, I do see you taking action in the month of November being quite active. With risk, I do see you also taking some kind of leap of faith or several leaps of faith in the month of November. So you could be a bit more of a risk taker this month. And this doesn't have to be in any kind of extreme way. This could be like adventuring into new places. Like, for example, if you are someone who frequents the same cafe, this month of November, you could be deciding to visit a new total different cafe, try out new foods, because I don't know why, every time I look at this risk card, the illustration here makes me think of a Dorito chip. So you could be trying new snacks, foreign snacks, new foods. You could be, as I mentioned, adventuring to new places, maybe even going on some kind of solo day trips. But the Three of Pentacles here in the risk card is making me think of creating, especially with the inspiration card. So you could be creating something entirely new. I did mention something about you starting and completing a project this month. So inspiration might be hitting at some point in the month of November, and possibly it hit in the month of October. And in the month of November, you're getting to work, doing what you can to bring this vision to life or start developing an idea that came to you. Because I do see you developing something. And with Saturn being the planet of discipline and structure, I do see you applying yourself. So you are creating opportunities for yourself. This month, you are thinking of ideas, you are envisioning, daydreaming, imagining, yet you're also taking the time to think, what is it that I can do now with what I have to actually bring some of these visions to life? What is it that I can do? What is it that is in my hands, in my power, to make these dreams of mine a reality? And then you're getting to work. You're not wasting time. This month, you're not wasting any time. So what is coming through is that if inspiration strikes at night, at midnight, you're not thinking to yourself, oh, I'll wait until after I take a nap, or I'll wait until the morning to get to working on this or to jot down this idea. No, in the moment that inspiration strikes, you're getting up and either jotting down the idea so you won't forget it, or begin planning or begin working on it. And I feel like you're able to do this because you will have a lot of energy this month. And so it's kind of advice for you to channel this energy in a constructive way to get the best out of it, right? And so that it won't just be stored within you and then over time build up to the point where you don't know what to do with it, and it then becomes frustration or it becomes too overwhelming for you, right? So if you are feeling energetic, remember to channel that energy in a healthy, productive, and constructive way, either by getting stuff done or getting tasks that are pending done, or starting on a project or continuing with the project, working on completing it, or channel it in some kind of creative hobby. And maybe that's why I also took the time to talk about fitness, because one healthy way that one channels excessive energy is through movement. So some of you could actually be feeling inspired to move your body quite a bit, either through exercise or through some kind of activity like dancing, perhaps, running, wall climbing, hiking, cycling, even gardening, anything that allows for your body to move. Having this duality of the moon and the sun, it's making me think of, again, not having a set schedule or working hours. So the rhythm or pace of each day will vary, and at times it will vary drastically. Because there could be days in which you will find yourself being very active during the day, and maybe early morning you will feel the most energized during the time. And there will be other days in which you will find yourself maybe sleeping in, if that is possible. And it is at night in which you're going to feel the most active. The Saturn in Aries is making me think of marching to the beat of your own drum. You know, calling it a day, not when the clock strikes midnight, but when you feel like, it's time to call it a day, even if it's already like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. It's like you're living by your own rules in the month of November. You're following an arbitrary time. Quite interesting. With risk, some of you could be taking some kind of leap of faith when it comes to business. Like I said, you could be trying something very, very new, and that in itself might be perceived as a bit risky because you don't really know how it's going to fare, how it's going to be received. Yet you're still going for it, and you're going for it with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. I feel like it's the risk factor, it's the fact that you're doing something different that is really exciting you, more than what the outcome of this may be. It's like you're really enjoying the process of things in the month of November. And the key is making me think that this month you will be onto something. And what I mean by that is either you will be working on or developing something that has immense potential, or you could be having an idea that does have immense potential. So this is the advice that is coming through for you guys. If you do start something this month or try something new and you do share it, you do test it, let's say, and the results or the reception is a bit underwhelming, don't get discouraged by that. Keep going with this. Keep pursuing it. Keep developing it. Keep making adjustments. Keep bettering it. Because it's meant to improve over time. It's meant to get better over time. Think of it as a tree, right? We literally have a tree in the risk card. Trees begin as seeds, and seeds could be a bit underwhelming when you look at them. Yet, if given the opportunity to grow, this seed can turn into a beautiful, majestic tree that will provide even more seeds. So I feel like something that you're working on, or you will be working on this month, or that you will consider to start pursuing perhaps, it is like a seed that has immense potential, but it does require some time. It does require some patience. It does require for you to keep nurturing it, to keep adding to it, to keep maybe making adjustments to it so that it can continue growing, because it will grow. So don't stop, keep going. That's the advice. But let me pull out the rest of the oracle cards. The months of December and January might be of significance. That could be an important window of time for some of you. I know this is a reading about the month of November, but I feel like possibly something that you're starting this month or that you're continuing with this month will still be something that you will be working on or pursuing in the months of December and in the month of January of 2025. Or it could be something that will keep developing, keep growing throughout these months. Also, December 1st might be a significant or important day. So we have number 16 with chicken with its head cut off. And the key phrase is very busy, overwhelmed, frenzy, deadline, stress, chaos, refocus, and redo for best results. As well as number 7 with fixing to, and the key phrase is go get it, required and inspired, action. Now is the time, readiness, and follow through. Wow, so again, a lot of action here. You will be quite active this month of November, and my attention is being drawn to the green background in both of these cards. So the color green may be of significance. The color green is often associated with the heart space, the heart chakra. So you could be going through a heart chakra activation or purging, cleansing in the month of November. But this is also making me think of you pursuing, focusing, or working on something that you genuinely enjoy, that you feel quite passionate about, or you are emotionally invested in. Some of you may be pursuing your dream job or dream career, or you could be figuring out this month what your dream job, dream career is, what you actually want to be doing, pursuing, working on, or what your perfect scenario is. You could be getting clarity about what it is that you want to manifest, what it is that you want to accomplish. So you may be setting a new goal for yourself this month and getting quite fixed on achieving this goal. And with the message, now is the time, it's also making me think of taking a leap of faith. I feel like this month, you yourself will feel like it's time. It's time to go for something. It's time to pursue that thing. It's time to give it a go. It's time to put yourself out there, perhaps. It's time to go and get it, or it's time to take action. And this will be your call. This will be a decision coming from you. So I don't really see you hesitating in the month of November. And it's interesting how we have deadlines here and time. So, you could have a few deadlines this month, yet I do sense that it's more like you have to get stuff done, but you have a choice as to when to get it done. So I'm interpreting deadline as, yes, there's stuff that need to get done. There's stuff that need to be completed. But in actuality, there isn't a set deadline for when they need to be completed. Maybe there's an estimate or around a time, but there isn't like an exact date. And that in itself allows you the time or the space that you need to focus on this or work on this in a way that suits you, because I'm seeing something like you feeling free to go at your own pace, to move at your own pace. So not feeling pressured by time, in other words. Yet I do see you being quite busy, quite the busy bee this month. It could either be because there is a lot to do, or because you are giving yourself a lot to do. Because I'm thinking of an enthusiast. I'm thinking of someone who has become quite invested in something, and because they're quite invested, they keep coming up with more they can do with it. The example that is coming to mind is of someone who has found a love for baking, and they're so excited about baking that they find themselves baking all the time, or coming up with new recipes, or experimenting in the kitchen. And so even though they don't have to be there in the kitchen baking, they find themselves there baking because they keep coming up with new recipes, or they keep coming up with new baking techniques, and so forth. So that's kind of the vibe I see you being in this month, because fixing too is making me think of being transfixed with something. And risk could be that energy of experimenting. You could be experimenting quite a bit this month with something that you are quite invested in, quite interested in. Yeah, and I did mention how inspiration will strike, and it will strike more than one time this month. But with follow through, just know that anything you do need to get done this month, you will be getting it done successfully. So. And if you do require more time, let's say, to complete something or figure something out, the time will be given to you. I feel like this month time will not be an obstacle. It will not be something that will limit you or interfere with your progress or with your creativity. Block your inspiration. And we have the waning gibbous with look inwards, reevaluate, introspection, and relaxing. Interesting, this card also fell out for group 2. So some of you might have been drawn to group 2 as well. If so, I know these readings are pretty long, so it's just if you feel called to do so, I do recommend for you to also listen to or watch group 2's reading, because there could be some messages that might be of relevance or importance. Yet with waning gibbous, the word reevaluate is really standing out to me, because you also receive the message redo for best results. So this month you might be redoing something or quite a few things. You might be going over something to review it. And I don't see you shying away from actually starting from scratch or taking a different approach, because again, time is not an issue. So if time isn't an issue, if you aren't being pressured by deadlines or time, then there's no worry with taking your time with things. And so if you do need to redo something, you don't feel anxious about that, because you have all the time that you need to do so, or there is enough time to do so. Yeah, I see you tweaking something quite a bit, going back to something, redoing it, making adjustments to it until you make it better. And it's also making me think of that message that came through at the beginning, which was, if something isn't giving you amazing results, right? Like blowing your socks off right from the get-go, to not give up on it, because this is supposed to be something that will improve over time. The more adjustments you make with it, or the more you practice it, and so forth. But with relaxing, I do see that you are being advised to take it slow every now and then. Like I said, I do see you being pretty high on energy. Or it could be that you're feeling pretty high on energy because you are running on adrenaline, right? If you are finding something that is quite exciting to you, that is stimulating you mentally, emotionally, creatively, then that may be the very thing that is fueling you to keep on going. Yet, remember that it's important to also cool down, because if we take it to extremes, we can experience a burnout. Even engines need to cool down, or else they can end up overheating. So take time to relax. Take time for you in the month of November. You know, the work will still be there. That which you are passionate about will still be there. It won't be taken away from you or magically disappear if you do step away from it to take a nap, get good quality sleep, or focus on something else. What I just heard in my mind was someone thinking to themselves, yeah, but what if it kills the momentum? So some of you might be hesitating on like slowing down because you don't want to kill the momentum. And I understand that, yet if you're reaching a point in which you're making silly errors because you're tired, because you're fatigued, or your eyes are tired, or if you find yourself reading the same sentence over and over and over again because you are sleepy, pay attention to that and take a break. Go to sleep, get rest, go eat a snack. Make sure that you are looking after yourself. You are important. I don't know why I keep thinking of machines and cars, but well, first of all, you are not a machine. You do require rest, and even machines require rest. Think of a battery. Batteries, they aren't limitless. They do require for them to be recharged. So take time to recharge this month. Interesting. You're the only group that I'm going to use both of these decks in the reading, because I just noticed that I either used this deck or this deck for the other two groups. I was supposed to use both of them, but I don't know what happened. Okay, and we have, okay, we have number 44 with sensual and lust, and the message, time to embrace your sensuality. You have all the qualities to do so. Dance, lock eyes with an attractive stranger, try tantra yoga, dress up for yourself, or engage with your partner in teasing and foreplay. It's time to feel a lust for love and live. I feel like this is pretty much the energy you are in. You're feeling a lust for loving and living. You're feeling quite enthused, or being quite enthused this month. Something is sparking your interest. And we do have dance again here, and we have a person dancing in the inspiration card. So some of you could be dancing quite a bit. You may be dancers. You could be taking a dance class, or just dancing on your own time, teaching yourself some dance moves or choreographies. Some of you could do those TikTok dance challenges. Maybe that's something that you're taking a leap of faith with in the month of November, where you are filming yourself doing a TikTok dance challenge and then posting it. Or maybe that's something you want to pursue or start pursuing this month. Some of you could also be interested in being a fashion influencer, like posting your daily outfits or something along those lines, or talking about fashion. And that may be something that you might also be taking a leap of faith with this month. Some of you might be cosplayers, or you construct outfits. You are seamstresses. Because this fixing too is making me think of someone who is like focusing on the thread and the needle and trying to get the thread in the needle. Yeah, but only take that if it resonates. Yet with sensual, I do see you being in your creative energy this month. Feeling quite inspired to create, come up with new ideas. I see you being quite innovative. You will be on a roll this month, because with the key, it's making me think of unlocking the mind. So you're not blocking yourself with pessimism or negative thinking, or there will be little to no mental blockages. You'll be in this mindset of where there is a will, there is a way. And if there is a problem, there is bound to be a solution. Because if there's one side to a coin, then there must be another, right? So it's making me think of having an optimistic, or maybe even just a realistic mindset, viewpoint, perspective on things. You may be feeling quite sensual this month, but I feel like it's more about you being excited, feeling excited, feeling quite happy that you're on a roll, that when you come across a problem that you're able to figure it out. You're thinking of yourself or perceiving yourself as quite badass this month. You're enjoying your own breakthroughs, whether you might perceive them as little or big, but you're enjoying what it is that you're doing, what you're finding out that you're capable of doing. Yeah, because I just noticed we have the energy of the number 7 twice in your spread. With number 16, if we add up 1 and 6, we get 7, and then we have a 7 here. And this is making me think of the Chariot card in the tarot, which is a card of willpower, focus, determination, success, forward movement, and even speed. So it's a card of action. So you're in it to win it this month. You will be of strong will and strong mind in the month of November. And it's because most of your focus is on that which inspires you, that which excites you, that which gets you going. Some of you might be, what's it called? I don't know if this is how you pronounce it. Sapio, sexual. Someone who finds intelligence quite attractive, or who gets kind of like excited by either intellectual or creative stimulation. Yeah. The number 44 might also be of significance. You could be a life path number 4 or 44. Yet it might also be that this month you might be seeing the number 444 or the angel number 444 quite often. The number 4 indicates stability, structure, protection, and healing. Although for your spread, I'm looking at the number 4, and the word that keeps coming to mind is season. So the number 4, the number 44, or the angel number 444 could be indicating that you are entering a new season in your life, or that you are becoming quite seasoned at something, like quite experienced at something that you are doing, developing, becoming an expert, or you are becoming more renowned, more respected in a certain field that you are in, or you are heading in that direction. Cherries might be of significance. You could be craving ice cream quite a bit this month. The expression brain food just came to mind. Remember to eat your proper meals, you guys. Remember to take care of your physical body, your health. You yourself, your physical vessel, is an asset. You are of value. Not only what you bring to the table, you yourself, your entire being is important. Because the first house is making me think of the self, the physical body. There's no need to put your health at risk in order to meet some kind of goal. What's the point? Okay, I want to try this again. So we have the Queen of Swords in the upright with honest, protective, and quirky. So the Queen of Swords is an air sign. That will be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And the Queen of Swords is quite intelligent. She is straightforward, gets right to the point, knows what she wants or knows what they want. And they have quite an interesting point of view on things. The word abstract just came to mind. Abstract thinking. So your thinking may be quite abstract this month. Yet with this queen balancing this sword atop of their head, it is making me think of thinking. Someone who is pondering, someone who is waiting for inspiration to strike or the solution to come to them. So I do see you being in this energy quite often in the month of November, where you're waiting for inspiration to strike, or your mind is processing information, working through a problem. Yet I see that this will be very stimulating for you. I see you having a really good time throughout all of this. So you yourself may be quite an intellect. Like I said, you may find a lot of stimulation through working out problems, learning new things, challenging your mind in a healthy way. Some of you may currently be students. You could be academics or just creatives. And I see you being in your A game with the Queen of Swords. You're in your element this month. So whatever you're pursuing, whatever you're doing, it's very fitting for you. Some of you may be finding a new passion this month. And this is going to bring you a lot of confidence. Like the better you get at this, the more practice you get with it, each problem you're able to solve or each challenge you're able to overcome, it just boosts, it's a confidence boost for you. And I just noticed that I was holding the deck in the reversal, and that made me think of looking at something from a different angle, taking the time to turn something around to see it from a different angle, to get a better viewpoint, a better perspective. So that could be you as well this month. And quirky is making me think of finding your niche or feeling at home with something. Again, it made me think of the expression of being in your element. Okay, and we have justice in the upright with cause and effect, truth, and get what is deserved. So justice being another air sign, which is Libra. Justice is making me think of you obtaining the results that are equivalent to the work and effort you're putting into getting those results. The results, the outcome justifying your work or effort. It's making me think of balance. And it's also making me think of not stopping until you find the answer. So you can bet this month that, again, whatever you need to get done, you will get it done, or that it will be very difficult for anything to get in your way or from anything stopping you from progressing or moving forward. I apologize if the cards and or items on the table seem like they have slightly shifted. I did have to pause the reading and resume at a later time, and I also did have to move things around in order to clean the table because it did get pretty dusty due to something that happened in the brief moment that I was gone. But now we're back and let us continue. So the other card that fell out for you guys was the Eight of Cups in the upright with abandonment, walking away, and disappointment. So if I recall correctly, with the Justice card, I was talking about you being on a roll in the month of November and having quite a strong determination to get stuff done, do what it is that you need to do, and to overcome any challenge that presents itself to you this month. And with the Eight of Cups, this is making me think of someone who is standing up for themselves, someone who is choosing only that which is of their highest good and is of great quality, brings value to their life, and is fair. So with the Queen of Swords and the Justice card, this month you can expect yourself to put your best foot forward and to continuously fight for you or stand up for yourself. There is this feeling of not backing down, but I'm not getting it in the sense of being stubborn about things that don't really serve you. It's more like you're not backing down in terms to either fighting for your rights, standing up for what you believe in, or advocating for you. It could also be advocating for a cause, again, something that you believe in. Because with the Eight of Cups, this month you could be walking away or saying no to, putting your foot down in regards to anything that you do not see is just, is fair, or either not worth your time or is just not of good, I don't know why I keep repeating this, not of good quality, not of high value. It isn't really bringing anything to the table, or it isn't delivering, because the Justice, again, it makes me think of balance. So in whatever situation you see that there is a great imbalance where maybe the giving and the receiving is not equal or not close to being equal, if constantly you see yourself putting way too much into something or into a relationship perhaps, or a situation, but you get the bare, not even the bare minimum. You get crumbs in return, or you see that your work, your effort is not valued. Maybe it's not even fairly compensated. That's what you're saying no to or walking away from, or speaking up in regards to it, saying, hey, what's going on here? The Eight of Cups gives me this feeling of someone being tired of chasing after something, of always being the one who needs to be asking or needs to be catching up. And what I mean by that is, again, only take this as if it resonates, but I'm getting a situation in which someone feels like whatever they do, it's not enough, but not in the sense of them believing that what they're doing is truly not enough, but more like the situation makes it seem like what they're doing is not enough. So what example can I give? I'm thinking of, okay, I'm going to use these two individuals in the Eight of Cups illustration as an example. Let's say the one at the front, jogging at the front, tells the one with the purse in their hand, hey, look, I will only give you the first prize if you are able to catch up to me, if you are able to do this. Only then will I be able to give you the first prize. And then this person with the purse ends up catching up to this person, ends up doing whatever it is that they asked. Yet once they do end up catching up, this person at the front runs farther ahead and says, okay, congratulations that you were able to catch up, that you were able to complete or do what I asked. But before I actually give you the first prize, now I need you to do this. Now I need you to catch up to me again. And then this person does catch up to them, does the other thing that they asked, but something more is asked of them. Something more is required, and it's never enough. At least for this situation, it's never enough. And it keeps this person with the purse chasing, running, but never getting to the finish line, never getting that first position that was promised to them. And so if that is resonating with you, if you feel that that has been your situation this month, you're calling it. You're saying, hey, I see what you're doing, or I see what's happening here, and I'm done playing this cat and mouse game. I'm done playing, period. I want something that's serious. I want something that is honest, has integrity, because I mean business. I have integrity. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I uphold my promises. And so I expect that whoever I'm working with or whoever I am connecting with will be in the same energy, will have the same level of integrity as me. I expect the best because I deliver the best. I know that sounds pretty harsh, and even right now, I don't know if you could hear that. My window or the walls of my room kind of like creaked or cracked. That tends to happen when I am channeling or meditating. So yeah, that could sound pretty harsh, but I feel like this month you are putting your foot down. You're coming through as pretty straightforward and you're not backing down. That's the feeling I'm getting. But again, it's not in a stubborn sense, but it's more like someone who has had enough of injustice, someone who has had enough of unfair treatment or inequality. Like, no more of that. We want something that has integrity, that is fair, honest, and true, or that aims for that. It is aiming in that direction. Yeah, and because we do have like this mouth and tongue and essential card, and then the Queen of Swords is an excellent communicator. I see you being quite eloquent with your communication. I see you also taking your time or with considering or thinking about what it is that you're going to say so that you know that what you want to say will come through. Because the feeling I get with the Queen of Swords is you want to leave no crumbs. You want for your point to come across, for there to be no misinterpretation, no misunderstandings. And I know that's difficult, right? No matter how clear we are in our communication, people will interpret things however they want to, right? Because it all depends on perception, personal experience, beliefs, and so forth. But I feel like you are being quite intentional with communication with your words, whether it be verbal communication or written, even with your actions. So, you know, this standing up for yourself or putting your foot down or speaking up about something could be the thing that you're deciding to do this month. Like, now is the time. Now is the time to take action. Now is the time to say something. Now is the time to call this behavior out or this pattern out. And I just looked at the number 1, and what came to mind was new opportunity. So it could also be that what is giving you this strength, this courage to possibly speak up could be because you have been presented with a new opportunity. You see something in the horizon that is favorable. Now what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is someone looking to the horizon and seeing a door, and knowing that this is a door of opportunity. And literally we have the key here. So it's like you have the key to this door of opportunity and you're not passing up on this opportunity. You're thinking to yourself, well, now I have options. So now knowing that you do have options, that is possibly what is giving you the courage or the strength to stand up, speak up, or advocate for yourself, or be a little bit more assertive. Because that's the energy I get with the Queen of Swords, and with these three cards, the Queen of Swords, Justice, and the Eight of Cups. I just want to pull out one more tarot card to see what the outcome of the situation will be. What will come of you being assertive? Possibly putting your foot down, standing up for yourself, speaking up. Ooh, we have the Hermit in the upright with soul searching, solitude, and contemplation. And it's interesting how the Hermit is depicted in this deck because we have someone on their computer. So some of you could work from home, or some of you might be transitioning from commuting to work to working from home. Or this also makes me think of someone who is self-employed, someone who is a freelancer or is kickstarting their own business. I'm also thinking of someone who is an editor, a publisher, a writer, a journalist, someone who has a blog perhaps, or is a researcher. So I do see you working this month, and I do see you considering your options with the Hermit card. There could be a time of rest, a period of pause, as you are considering what your next step will be. I will say the Hermit card is making me think of someone who is possibly applying for new jobs or new job positions, or applying for school courses. But the Hermit is giving me the vibe of someone who is broadening their horizons and who is taking the time to really consider what it is that they want to do next and where they want to apply their knowledge. Because with the Hermit, or this person in the Hermit card, having a crystal ball and a pendulum by their side, it makes me think that they have kind of an understanding or knowing of what is next. They are being guided. They know at this point that they are heading in a new direction, and that whatever it is that they're doing is guiding them to something better. It makes me think of someone who knows where the next opportunity lies, or already has some kind of opening. Like I said, an option. Because although this is the Hermit card and it can often speak of what I mentioned, pause, I am getting a bit of a, I wouldn't say urgency, but there's this feeling of speed. Because the example that is coming to mind is of someone who has left a situation, but, and I'm not talking about this in terms to relationships. Maybe it is the case for some of you, but that's not really what is coming to mind in this example. But what I was going to say is someone has recently left a situation, but they're quickly moving on to something else because they do have a rebound. So another example would be someone has left a job, but they're not worried because they have another job laid ahead of them. So they're quickly making the arrangements to get settled in this new other job. Because I do get this feeling of some of you possibly snatching an opportunity. And the key is making me think of a candidate. So some of you could be coming across an opportunity or something that you realize right from the get-go that you are the perfect candidate for it. And everything aligns in a way where you're able to snatch this opportunity, apply, enroll, or possibly even audition for it. So it could also be that some of you, while you are working somewhere or doing something, you are also applying for another role, another job, something else, maybe applying for schools, maybe applying for scholarships, and then you end up getting it. You end up getting an opportunity somewhere, and that's when you have to make your decision, or that's when you decide to take action, like maybe negotiate for something wherever you currently are at, or choose to walk away, or take a moment to really consider what it is that you want to do next, like how you want to go about things. I know I gave different examples, but I am getting different situations based on the energy here, so only take that which resonates. And remember, I give examples to help better illustrate the energy, kind of the storyline or the vibe that I'm picking up on. Yet those are only examples. So if the main message of the example resonates with you, makes sense for your situation, only consider that. And I find myself shuffling the tarot deck again, so I'm just gonna go with it. And we have the Nine of Coins in the upright with indulgence, thriving, and self-reliance. So the Nine of Cups is just an excellent, beautiful card, especially when it comes to career, finances, and when it comes to personal power as well. So this Nine of Coins can often indicate self-employment or someone who is in this boss energy, someone who is doing very well in terms to their career, occupation, in terms to their financial situation, because the Nine of Coins can indicate financial independence. It can also indicate financial freedom. I mean, we have this energy of thriving. So when it comes to money, when it comes to your finances, you will be faring pretty well this month. You will not be without. I mean, this person in the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Coins is holding a black card. So you will definitely have enough for your expenses, for your bills, for unexpected expenses, as well as for frivolities, for some luxury. So I'm not sensing there being any concerns about money or resources in the month of November. Also, the Nine of Coins is letting me know that you will be doing well in terms to business, career, even studies. And the Nine of Coins does make me think of someone who is quite happy with their choices, their decisions. They are feeling stable, they are feeling good, and they are in some position of authority. So, again, different situations are coming to mind. Either some of you are literally starting something of your own. You are maybe jumping into self-employment, freelancing, or it could be that while you are working a 9-to-5, a corporate job, have a stable job, you are choosing to do or kickstart something on the side, like a side hustle, or you're finding another source of income. And you do see great potential with this. So it could be that you're already profiting from it, or things are running smoothly when it comes to it. It could also be that you're already getting investors possibly, or people are already interested in what you're working on, what you're doing, what you're starting, or on some kind of idea, because I did speak of ideas that you have. But for others of you, it could be with the Nine of Coins that you will be getting some kind of raise or a promotion with the raise, because I do see with the Nine of Coins, I do see you being pretty happy about your financial situation. I do feel like this person in the Nine of Coins is a little pleased with themselves. They look like they are gloating. It seems like they're looking back and saying to us, hey, check me out. Look at what I got now, a black card. So yeah, I do see you reaching a new level when it comes to finances. So that could be indicating that there will be an increase in profit, revenue, or there will be a salary raise. Some of you could be getting a really big bonus in the month of November. But the Nine of Coins is also giving me this energy of coming out victorious. So if you are choosing to stand up for yourself, or you're choosing to put your foot down, or you're choosing to negotiate something, I feel like you will be getting something great out of it, or you could end up settling on something that you're very, very pleased with. And with time, it makes me think that it's been a long journey, it's been a long time coming, but you're here now. You're in this Nine of Coins energy. So some of you could be feeling at some point in the month of November that it took a while, but it was all worth it because you ended getting exactly what you wanted, or you ended somewhere even better, in a better position than you were aiming for at the beginning. But the Nine of Coins is making me think of the Nine of Cups in tarot. And I kind of did make that mistake at some point. I was about to call this the Nine of Cups. And so the Nine of Cups speaks of getting exactly what you wanted, of a wish fulfillment. So I do see you getting exactly what it is that you wanted, what it is that you were fighting for. Because the Justice is making me think of fighting for something. It's also making me think of like a legal situation. So some of you could have been in some kind of legal situation, or it felt like that, like you were going back and forth with someone, maybe with an authoritative figure. So again, it makes me think of negotiating, and it took some time, this back and forth, but you ended on some kind of settlement, or in the month of November, this will be coming to an end, but a positive end for you. Because again, you will be getting exactly what it is that you wanted, or were fighting for, advocating for, negotiating for, possibly. Yeah, so again, take what resonates, right? Because I feel I gave different scenarios, different situations here. Only take that which resonates with you. And claim only that which you want. right? Just because something is said in the reading doesn't mean that you have to say yes to it. You have to claim it. Only claim that which you want. Practice your free will. So do expect there to be some forward movement by the end of the month of November. I did mention researching with the Hermit, and I do see you researching something. So you could be learning something on your spare time, developing your knowledge in regards to a specific topic or subject, or you could be developing like a program or a project. But I see you investing your personal time on something that you're quite interested in, quite passionate about. And you investing time in this is going to serve you because it will help with you getting better experience or gaining more knowledge or reaching some level of expertise. This could also be helping with improving a skill or expanding on a skill set of yours. Kind of like adding more tools to your tool set, which will come in handy. I guarantee it will come in handy at some point. Okay. Oh! I am meant to pull out some dice. I hope this reading is not too long. But I'm only going to take the dice that fell with an image facing up. So we have, let's see. Okay. These two, and I'm just going to pull out some key terms. Oh. Okay, so we have, for your dice, we have the hat, and we also have the bench, and we have the key terms communicate, as well as commitment, tower, interesting, relationship, and love. So when I looked at both of these dice together, it made me think of a very specific scenario in which someone finds themselves sitting on a park bench next to a stranger wearing a hat and sparking a conversation with them, and then coming out of this conversation enlightened, coming out with so much insight, because this stranger with the hat is someone who is wise or has a lot of life experience and does offer amazing guidance, amazing advice. Now I'm being reminded of Morgan Freeman in Bruce Almighty. It's like meeting Morgan Freeman, who was supposed to be, God in that movie, and you're Bruce getting life advice from Morgan. So this month, you may be getting advice from someone who has a lot of experience in whatever it is that you need advice on, because this could be about you getting guidance on a very specific topic or situation, but it could also be that you will be getting amazing life advice. I also see you having deep conversations with another. Again, it could be with a stranger, but it doesn't have to be. It could be with a friend, it could be with the parent, it could be with the loved one, with a significant other, a lover. It could even be from a coworker, a colleague. Yeah, and we do have communicate here. So expect to have some meaningful conversation this month, or to get some very meaningful, insightful advice or guidance from someone in the month of November. This also made me think of a grandparent, getting advice from a grandparent or a senior. But the hat could also be speaking about wearing different hats. So like I said, some of you could actually be doing more than one thing in the month of November, or contemplating about exploring something new, trying something new, starting something new on the side. It could also be that if you do currently work, especially if you work a corporate job or you do work under someone, you tend to wear a lot of different hats. You have many different responsibilities. And if you haven't been compensated or fairly compensated for all that you do, it could be that this month you will be acknowledged for all that you do, and you will be fairly compensated. The park bench is also making me think of introspecting, like taking a moment to sit down and think about things. So you could be taking the time to really consider what has transpired, as well as to consider your current options and what are the options that you can create for yourself in the moment. Because with commitment, it could very well be, like I said, that some kind of new opportunity will present itself to you, maybe an offer, and this offer is requiring or asking of you to commit. Maybe this is about you getting some kind of deal, but the deal does come with a contract. It is something that might be long term, and so you're thinking about whether you do want to commit. But I do feel commitment is also indicating that you yourself are quite a committed person, and so you are taking the time now to really think about what it is that you do want to commit to. Because with Justice and the Queen of Swords, I feel like once you set your mind on something, once you say yes to something, once you take responsibility over something, you are someone who goes all in, does your very best. And so you being aware of this, you acknowledging this about yourself, which is a beautiful quality, you are choosing to be more selective. Really consider, before I say yes to anything, I want to make sure that what I say yes to is something that I do want to commit to, something that I do align with and believe in. So I see you being more discerning in terms to what you take on, what you take responsibility for, what you say yes to. So some of you could also be practicing on boundaries, setting your boundaries, practicing on saying no. And with love, relationship, and commitment, I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory here. For those of you who are in a romantic relationship, you may very well be moving on to the next level of commitment with your significant other. With time, this is making me think of, well, it's about time that someone proposed. So yeah, if you feel like you've been in a relationship with someone for quite some time, you might feel like, yeah, now is the time. Now is the time to move on to the next level of commitment. And now is the time to like move in together perhaps, or if you are someone who wants to get married, believes in marriage, get married or start a family, something along those lines. But I feel like this month you're also going to realize or be reassured that you are in a loving, committed relationship, that someone is committed to you, that someone is here for the long run, or they are serious about your relationship with them. They do love you, and they care about your relationship. They are committed to helping this relationship grow, to deepening the love in this relationship, and to supporting you in your endeavors through your challenges and so forth. So you will be feeling the love. And the song, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? I think that's what it's titled, came to mind. It's the song that comes out in the Disney movie, The Lion King. So that song might be of significance, or the movie The Lion King could be of significance, or the relationship between Simba and Nala. Yeah, so that dynamic between Simba and his romantic partner could be quite similar to the relationship dynamic you have with your significant other, which is a quite loyal and committed dynamic. A long-lasting love is what is coming through here. But with Tower, this is making me think of endings and beginnings, because this may be indicating that you are letting go of something that was no longer serving you, was just keeping you in a constant state of instability. And now you are building a tower that is more to your liking, a tower that you know is stable, that is standing on a sturdy foundation because you are the one supervising as this tower is being built. So like I said, a lot of you could be starting something of your own that is to your liking, that is based on your values, on your level of integrity, but others of you could simply be stating your own terms now. So this could be a situation in which you're not leaving something behind, you're staying right where you are, but you're starting afresh in that same place. Things are changing within that same place that is allowing for the old to end and for something new to begin. But so now I'm going to move on to the last segment of this reading, where I'm going to pull out an extra oracle card to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance. Also, the messages on these cards may give you even more insight as to what the main themes and or lessons of this month will be, as well as kind of like a hint or clue as what you need to focus on, maybe introspect on, to get the best out of this month. Okay, so Okay, so I'll take these 3 cards that fell out together. We have playfulness with Leo and wisdom. The key phrase, a litter of puppies tumbles joyfully, and a message, playfulness can make your heart feel full. Have you been having enough fun lately? When and with whom do you find yourself in a joyful mood? If your enjoyment quotient has been low, let your inner child lead the way. Yeah, I feel like this month you're focusing on bringing fun, bringing play into something, because you see that that's what truly matters, maybe, or that is what gives you the best result when you are actually having fun with something, enjoying it. And we also have freedom with Sagittarius in spirit, and the key phrase, releasing a bird to fly free, and the message, a wild bird soars on the air, limited only by its wingspan and the weather. Do you need to find bigger adventures or a new life philosophy? Are there limitations on your freedom that need to be acknowledged? So I did speak of financial freedom, you feeling liberated. Yeah, so I feel like you're freeing yourself from something that was limiting you or wasn't allowing for you to fully tap into your potential, to grow as an individual, grow as a creator, grow as a professional, as an academic perhaps. And this is also making me think of you following your heart's desires. And I don't know if you notice the shadow of something leaping. That was one of the kitties that roam around in our block, and they tend to hang out on the roof of the house. And when I was talking about freedom, they took a leap. So this is making me think of a leap of faith. Yeah, taking that leap of faith. And we also have forgiveness with Scorpio and wisdom. The key phrase, a long exhale, and the message, let go of the air in your lungs and exhale fully. What else are you ready to let go of? Once you set forgiveness in motion, you can stop focusing on the projected outcome of a situation and allow it to take its own course. So definitely I see you letting go of something that maybe you have been for a while ready to let go of or wanting to release. Scorpio is a sign that indicates transformation, rebirth, endings that give way to new beginnings. So this month there will definitely be some kind of transformation. You yourself could be undergoing a transformation. So for example, if you are someone who shies back from being assertive, then your transformation could be from one of being shy to being a little bit more assertive, more forthcoming. Or it could be that something you've been dealing with, something that you've been involved in will be transforming, evolving, getting better. A long exhale does also make me think of relief. So if you've been awaiting news or a reply, you will be receiving it this month. And I feel like the answer, the reply, it's going to bring you much relief. With the rooster, the sun, and time, this month you may find yourself waking up as soon as the sun rises or waking up earlier than usual. These zodiac signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Virgo, and Libra might be of significance. And roosters, cats, puppies, bears, and hourglass, the number 7, and the number 3 might be of significance as well. It could be important signs and or symbols for the month of November. Some of you might have been born in the year of the rooster, the year of the dog, or the year of the cat. Okay, but these are all the messages that are coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I do apologize if it ends up being quite a lengthy reading. I don't plan for it to be so, it just happens. Yet if you stuck till the very end, thank you so much for that. And to all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that as well. It is the simplest way to support me and to support this channel. So if you did watch or let them play, I truly do appreciate it. If you are interested in a personal reading, all the information is provided in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Yeah, before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to Spirit who assisted me with delivering these messages to you. So thank you so much, Spirit. I am wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful month of November. And until the next moment, bye-bye.